Nice.
Let's make it as awkward as possible. Welcome to Zero Series number... Nobody knows what number it is.
I have no idea what number it is.
This is Erin. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm with Nash.
Hello.
And Wells.
What's going on?
And we got rid of DJ Smythe for this topic. Mm-hmm. Didn't think he was going to be able to contribute at the right level.
No, I've seen his taste in movies, and they're doo-doo. He's not welcome in this one. Which I guess I'm kind of alluding to what we're talking about.
Exactly, you're giving it away.
Nice segue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, I'm really excited to be here. And it got me kind of jazzed to think about what we were going to talk about. And I was laughing. I just started watching Parks and Recreation again from the beginning. And Leslie went on a really awkward date with this old man that her mom set her up with.
Who's Leslie?
Leslie Knope, the main character of Parks and Recreation, the blonde lady, Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, yep.
And on their awkward date, he asked, "So, do you like movies?" So it made me think about what it means to like movies. And of course, everybody does. But I think this group of people, what I know about you guys is that you really like movies.
Really like movies.
Really
like the behind the scenes stuff, the shooting, the writing, all that stuff. That's I tend to pay more attention to that. And I saw Quiet Place a second time. Wells.
Wow, man.
So,
2 more than me.
Yes. So, that's how much I really like that movie.
Man, I used to be all about, like, movies. I had to see, traditionally, you know, most movies get released every Friday. When I was in high school and finishing high school, I would go see, it didn't matter what the movie was about, who was in it. It was a new release. It was in theaters. I was going to see it. Now, like last year, I went to movies once in the summer.
Really?
Yeah, I saw Dunkirk. That was it. And I was like, okay, it's not like I don't plan, right? It's just like...
Well, already this year, we've gone to see, what do we see? Black Panther?
From Black Panther, I've seen Ready
see
Player One.
Yeah, maybe see Avengers.
There you go. 2018 is your year.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're doing
now
that.
I see it as, like, if I'm going to go to the movies, I want to make sure it's, like, worth it, right? Like Dunkirk, Avengers, Black Panther, Ready Player One. Like, these are all movies that I think are meant to be seen in theater. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so... You know, I'm picking and choosing. Yeah. I do want to see A Quiet Place in a theater, and well, that's just for me to do. But
yeah, I think that like what I was thinking about us, why we're here, what we're gonna do is talk about 2018 and what's coming up. And I think you bring up a perfect point in that we live in a climate where you don't need to go to the theater.
No, you don't have to.
So easy to get a movie, or just to wait for it to be on Netflix a month later, or be able to download it.
That's pretty much it.
So what I wanted to talk about today is 2018. What do you watch in theater? What do you wait for it to come home? Mm-hmm. Or what is just a waste of time and you're not even going to bother seeing it?
So we're just basically going to go down the rundown of all the movies that are coming up week by week.
Week by week.
Sweet.
Starting
in May.
And ending
in December.
Whoa!
We've got a big year ahead of us.
Here we go.
Well, and the good thing is that half the movies that are going to come out this year have not even been planned yet. So it dwindles towards the end of the year. We have one movie at the end of December.
And it's not Star Wars.
It's not Star Wars.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Which is weird.
Yeah, this will be the first year, like the last 3 years.
But I do want to start with just a little bit of getting to know you guys, because I think it's important that listeners get to hear who...
Hold on. They already know who we are. We need to get to know who you are.
We talk about movies constantly, and even we're doing that little tournament on the team podcast thing.
Well, then that makes me feel like you guys don't know about movies, but but don't get me started on
because
that.
of one movie franchise.
Anyways.
Well,
sorry, no.
Okay.
I'm not going to screw your
I will answer these questions.
No.
I am open.
We can all do this.
Yeah.
I like this. I like the questionnaires.
But I want to know a little bit about your movie personality.
Sure.
So, and there is one thing. So I moved from BC to Ontario 5 years ago.
Good choice.
And I agree. Great choice. And I come from a long line of movie watchers, not just movie likers, people who really understand. My dad and my mom both went to film school.
Oh, really?
They were really into it.
You went to film school?
Well, as a hobby, I think they took like film classes.
Oh, okay.
And I grew up that you go to a movie and then you talk about it.
Sure.
You sit around, you talk about it for hours. The movie doesn't end when you leave the movie theater.
Oh, in high school we do this all the time. Like we go watch a movie. I remember famously we went to go see The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings. Literally we were outside for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Too. And so moving to Ontario, I had to find people to go see movies with because I was making friends. I didn't know anyone. And the first time I went to a movie, everybody just left. It was like the movie was over and we just went home. And I was like, what do I do? So I called my dad and I talked to him about it over the phone for probably like 2 hours. So I am just grateful that I have found people that we can have a discourse. And I do want to know a little bit about what you guys like. So
Sure.
What are some things, first of all, I thought we would bring up the idea of grails. So what are we talk about this in sneakers, we talk about this in skincare, two things I really like. But with movies, what are your holy grails?
You want to go first, Nash?
No, you go.
Okay. My favorite movie of all time, movie that I can always watch no matter what, pick it up, pick it out. True Romance is probably just up and down, like for performances, writing, the actual story is just my favorite movie of all time. People ask me what it's about. I don't even know what to say.
It's like a mixture.
Well, they're like, is it a love story? I'm like, yeah, it is, but like, it's not like a sappy
action. And...
Yeah, there's good writing, there's comedy, the performances are bonkers, the cast is insane. For a movie that came out 1993. But yeah, that one's a classic for me. And then like I kind of
was Brad Pitt in that movie?
Brad Pitt was in it. Yeah.
Okay.
I could go. Yeah. Well, if you haven't seen True Romance, you should definitely find a way to see it. But everyone is in it. And even if you find the director's cut, the extended version, there's even like a cameo of Jack Black in it as like
really?
as like a movie as like a movie usher. But I mean I don't like Dumb and Dumber obviously is like a favorite movie, but I mean like it wasn't gonna win any awards or anything, but like that's another movie that like I can
Still
quote and enjoy.
Oh yeah, still good though.
And are you a movie quoter? You know how there's just people who forever and ever can always pull movie quotes?
Oh, I quote that all the time. Like if there's an awkward moment with me and someone, I'll just nod at them and go, well, big gulps, eh? Well, see you later. Like I'll do that all the time. What else? I like the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings franchises, and you could pick those up and watch those anytime. I mean, one time I was sick like a couple months ago, and I just watched all the Lord of the Rings in like one day. It was like the extended versions too on like Netflix.
17 hours later.
Yeah. And then like Superbad was a big movie for me. Thought that was hilarious. Very well done. And Saving Private Ryan. That's another one too.
Oh, there's another one.
I mean, there's lots. There's such a big list.
Well, and I feel like you've kind of showed like a little bit of your range.
Yeah.
So that helps because there's things in there you're going to be able to speak to some sides that are definitely not mine. Like I think Nash, you know me, but Dumb and Dumber would never be on my list.
Nope.
Super bad. You have to like force me to watch.
Yeah,
those
well,
movies,
if you're going to talk about like, because the way you're approaching it is you like to have conversations about movies after, right? And like Dumb and Dumber is super bad. Like you can't really, what's there to discuss, right? There's nothing about that movie that like
how he peed on himself. How he peed on
yeah, but like
on the
there's nothing that like sparks conversation. Whereas like a movie like Memento, if you went and saw that and then like afterwards try and break it down with your friends or whoever you saw it with, that's different, right? And I mean that's the beauty about movies, right? Is like there's so many different ways to tackle them and to see them and to enjoy them and experience them. And you have your reasons, I have my reasons, Nash has his reasons, everyone has reasons. Yeah. So that's the beauty of movies.
Diversity here. Okay.
And one more movie I'd like to add.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Because I want to kind of hit all genres, but The Shining is like.
I've never seen
that. The Shining. The first time I saw it, I was like 11 years old. I was with my sister, and I was scared to death.
Like it would have been so formative for you.
I was so scared and frightened. I've never been scared by a movie as much as I have that. And I had to actually, my parents were at a friend's house across the street, and I had to go over there because I was so scared.
That was my only example of a movie like that was Labyrinth, and I was probably 5 years old.
I was scared of that.
Way too young to watch that movie, and I was terrified of it and
was
David
creepy.
Bowie for a really long time.
Yeah, I get that.
Is that John Henson did the puppets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was scared of that. Movies I like to just pop in all the time. Batman 89. Dark Knight. Terminator 2.
Oh, Terminator 2 is a good one.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Transformers, the movie, the animated movie. Not the first real life, but the 1987 one, where they basically took your childhood and threw it in the garbage because they killed Optimus Prime. And me and my brother stared at each other. Yeah, spoiler alert. Me and my brother stared at each other and is he dead? They didn't care about your childhood. What's another thing? I do like a lot of animated movies and stuff like that. Red Hood's a good one.
You like Heat?
Ooh,
Heat's
a good movie.
Good movie.
Yeah, see, there's so many good movies.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite. I tend to every year just go to the theater and try and find something just original and something I like. One year what was that drumming movie about perfection? Whiplash. Love that movie. Mm-hmm. And Arrival. Absolutely love that movie. Yeah. I think this year it's Annihilation so far. Thus far, it might be Annihilation.
Hold that one because we'll talk about what you've seen this year that you like. Mine are going to be really. I'm not a movie rewatcher, so for me to like a movie, I like to watch it, have it do something, have me learn something from it, digest it, talk about it, and then I don't usually go back to them. But I have a bit of a wild card because I have an old movie that I love so much, which is My Fair Lady, and I had it on VHS when I was a kid and have seen it so many times. And I feel like that's a good growing up girl movie. And then I love all the classics that you named, Lord of the Rings. I grew up with two brothers and a dad that really were into sci-fi, and fantasy. So I have a lot of those. I've seen every Star Trek movie ever. Yeah. I love Harry Potter, so I have to add that in there. And then I love any sort of sci-fi, fantasy, or drama. More so than comedies. Comedies I wouldn't say are my game, except the only movie that had made me laugh so hard in the theaters was Snatch, which Nash laughs at. So I like a dry British comedy.
Okay.
You like dogs?
Yeah.
Dogs.
Like dogs?
What are movies that you will always go watch in theaters, and what are movies that you will never watch in theaters?
Well, when it comes down to it now is I'm spending my money to go to the movies, right? And back in the I've always spent money to go to the movies, but you're spending more now, right? Especially when we live in Toronto, we're paying premium prices to go see movies,
VIP only, so
and now
$25
exactly. But I did go see Dunkirk in IMAX, right? And I feel like for a movie like that, for certain movies I'm going to see in theater, I feel like they have to be made for the theater. So big action movies, big set pieces, I'll go see in the theater, no problem. Comedies, stuff like that. I can't remember the last time I went to a comedy in the theater.
I can't remember either.
I want to see that new one that came out called Blockers, but I can wait 3 more months to stream it from home or to get it on demand at home. Right? I can wait for that. Yeah. It's not like a movie I need to go see in the theater.
What about movies that? I think of movies that have come out in the last year as examples. So Wonder Woman and Black Panther, that your dollars mean something more than just you going to see that movie. Does that get you into a theater?
I don't know.
Not really.
I'm when you say elaborate, what
am I when I go to the theater? Am I thinking, "Oh, this is very important and I need to support this type thing"?
Do you know
no, I never. I almost never.
I don't have that. I kept my Black Panther ticket, right? Because,
Well, and you're wearing a Black Panther shirt.
Yeah. So. I thought it was appropriate. But, because that's, that movie's crushing, movie records and stuff, right? So I have maybe one day, I don't know, I can look back and say, oh, yeah, I saw that on, this day or whatever.
So did you see Titanic and Avatar more than once?
I saw Titanic once in the theater. I saw Avatar once in the theater. I didn't like either of those movies.
Nash?
I hate Avatar.
Avatar's garbage.
It's Pocahontas. It's Pocahontas. It looks awesome. It's absolute garbage. And Titanic, I didn't get swept in. I didn't watch it in theaters. I did watch it on VHS maybe twice. Maybe. Yeah, I didn't understand the whole hype of it.
I mean, I get it, but like, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then tell me about Star Wars Force Awakens. When it came back in, how many times did you see that in theaters?
I saw it 3 times.
Okay.
I saw
You
I
saw it twice.
Did I see it twice?
You saw it twice, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I don't remember the second time.
That's because we fell asleep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was basically a $50 nap.
Oh, wait, the first of the... Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah. That one I saw twice. I had Rogue One in my head for some reason. Yeah, Rogue One I didn't like. Yeah, I saw it twice. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
That one I enjoyed.
So, because I think this will help us as we go through watch, wait, or waste of time, knowing that you guys are more likely to go to the theater if it has a reason to go. You need to see it in a big screen, big sound.
That's
Okay,
that's a big
yeah.
thing for me.
Yeah, you can wait for comedies. You can wait for and what about awards season?
What do you mean?
Well, if you think about Oscars, Golden Globes, back half of the year, we get a ton of movies that are
I
aimed
tend not to watch those
at awards.
Yeah, I tend not to watch those ones. I tend to wait for those ones.
So you're going to wait until screeners come out?
Yeah.
You're going to wait until...
Unless it's like something like Get Out, I'm pretty much waiting. But even Get Out, I didn't even watch in the theaters. I waited till after. But
Like, Get Out came out in like February of last year.
I tend not to go for horror movies anyway, in general. But yeah, I'll probably... Like Phantom Thread, The Post, all those kind of... I'm never going to watch it.
Why would I go see that in the theater?
Yeah, I'll never watch it in theater.
Call Me By Your Name?
Yeah. There's no reason... Well, maybe there's some. Maybe I'm guessing there's probably some, but there's no real reason for me to go to the theater and watch those ones. So,
Although the last time I did see something like that in the theater, I saw Moonlight, and like I great movie.
yeah.
But like, I was like, I could just watch that at home on the
Yeah.
couch, like with someone.
Maybe, what was it, dancing? What was it, musical?
Oh, La La Land.
La La Land. Maybe La La Land would have been
Sure.
a
good
theater
one to see in
experience.
theater. I
Yeah.
saw it in theaters twice.
Yeah, it's probably a good
I think it was
theater
good in the
experience.
theater. Yeah,
Twice. Wow.
twice. And then...
I thought you didn't see movies.
Well, I was also living away, so there wasn't that much to do. So I went to a lot
I'm
of
definitely
movies.
a rewatcher of movies. If I see a good movie in the theater, I'm going again.
You just proved that point earlier.
Yeah, like I saw Black Panther twice.
The one you just saw?
Uh,
A
Quiet Place.
Place?
Quiet Place twice.
Well, and I do think A Quiet Place is a movie you want to see in a theater.
Yeah.
We had a discussion with a waitress, and she said she would rather watch a horror movie at home, and I was like, hell no, I don't want to have that fear in my house.
It's good. I'm going to recommend this again. Quiet Place. Go watch Quiet Place, and you need to go see it in theater as well, because
I do.
the silence in the movie theater is great, because you'll hear everything. Like you hear every creak of the thing, because everyone's just quiet and basically holding their breath, because it's just that's the way it goes. But
Okay, and I think you kind of answered this, but what was the movie growing up that had the biggest impact on you?
I don't know. When you say I answered it, which one was that?
Well, I think, maybe I'm just assuming, but when you talked about the Kubrick one.
Oh, The Shining? Okay. Biggest influence on me, I don't think I really had a movie that would like had an influence on me. I would say maybe just movies in general, like pop culture and everything. Like, I'm very aware of like what goes on in like entertainment now and everything, and I care to know, like, I know a bit too much more than I care to know about like how movies work, who's dating who, stuff like that. So I feel like when I was younger, always knowing about movies, who's in them, you know, who's directing them, all that stuff, I feel like I'm very aware. And I think that's more of like that's the type of person I am now. Yeah, like I'm always curious to see what the next film project from like say Stanley Kubrick is or Denis Villeneuve. Like I want to know, right? So I feel like watching movies a lot and being interested in stuff like that has made me into.
I'm actually trying to get away from that because I hate the new trailer park culture. I don't know if that's the right term to say.
Trailer culture.
Trailer park. Trailer culture. I said trailer park. Sorry.
The fact that there's a trailer for
There's a trailer for a trailer now, and it's just getting ridiculous, and they show too much. Like the Spider-Man stuff. This is why I'm getting away from it, because the newest Spider-Man Homecoming that came out, they basically showed you the entire plot through trailers. I'm like, okay, I'm over this now. Like, I'm trying to get away from
when you sent me the list of the movies that we were going to talk about, you want me to watch the trailer show? I'm like, I don't really want to. Like,
Yeah. Well, and like I do that with Star Wars. I don't want to know anything. I'm committed to going to every Star Wars movie. I'm not going to watch the trailers because I want to be surprised, and I don't want to get sucked into the like disappointment. Like I don't want that reaction.
yeah, it's tough. It's
Like
tough.
Solo.
Well, we'll talk about Solo because I think that's its own sad thing. Okay, and then last question, and then you guys can fill in any blanks that you want from me, but the idea of a good movie versus a good movie. And I feel like we listen to a few movie podcasts, and this often comes up, where there's movies that are enjoyable to watch, and then there's movies that are actually good. Mm-hmm. So, what do you guys think about
Con
that?
Air, The Rock, Face Off.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Jeez, what's another one?
Well, an example is I just saw Ready Player One, and it was not a good movie by any means. Like the characters were terrible, the writing was pretty bad, but like what I was watching on screen was enjoyable.
You were entertained.
I was very entertained, and that's one of the main reasons why we go to the movies, right? Yeah. Like, well, for some of us, right? Some people do want an engaging story, they do want characters, and that's the part I don't like about. Might go a little sidetracked here. That's the part I don't like about certain critics is they pick and choose when a movie doesn't have good characters or good storyline, and they forget about what they're doing at like watching the movie. Like, do you know what I mean? Like with critics,
like you're there for an escape.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, like maybe they're not. Maybe I am. And when I go to this movie at one time, but like I feel like critics like they have like a mindset of what they going into the theater if they're going to try and enjoy something or not.
Yeah, some do. Yeah, for
and a lot of them like I said, Ready Player One. Like if I had to rate it out of 10, I would give it a 7, right? Which is like you should go see this, right?
Yeah.
And I think it should be seen, but like you should know what you're getting into. And yeah, sorry, I had a little rant there about critics. But.
Well, that and Rotten Tomatoes too. Rotten Tomatoes can ruin a movie too.
Well, and you're pretty cautious about using those, like the IMDb rating and the Rotten Tomatoes rating, like not letting it sway you.
You should definitely not let those things sway you. No. I tend to look at those things for a barometer. It's like, I'm going to watch a movie. Should I watch it in theater or should I not watch it in theater? Mm. Oh, it doesn't get certified fresh. Maybe I'll wait. I'll wait to watch it. But
like, yeah.
Well, I think we just need to be able to say that we are not like movie snobs. We are willing to go see probably some pretty bad movies that are enjoyable.
I'm on a kick that's I'm watching everything I see now. Like I'm just on a kick right now where I'm just watching everything and trying to take in as many movies as I can just to fill up my catalog in my mind. So yeah, I'm willing to watch everything for the most part.
All right. Well, and then anything you guys want to know about me before we get into it?
What's your name? No.
Movie-wise, I can't think of anything else. Unless you have a question.
No, I mean, you kind of nailed it. You said you want something more engaging and more thought-provoking, I guess, and as opposed to, silliness or comedies. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good approach to have. You said... what I liked is what you said is that, like, and this is the best part of movies is everyone has a different reason why they go see movies, and yours is you want to spark conversation or dialogue after the movie. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a cool way to look at things. Is it's more of an event for you as opposed to just wasting time.
Killing 2 hours, yeah.
So you won't be watching Super Troopers 2?
I will not be. But I when I was in high school when Super Troopers came out, and it was one of those movies that was just like always on in the background at a party, and I've probably seen it like 20 times, but passively watching it, not paying attention. And I feel like it has a Canadian, I can't remember what it is, but I feel like it has a Canadian tie-in.
This movie does.
This one does?
Yeah, this one does.
Oh, I thought the people who made it were
well,
Canadian.
The first one, they had like a gag or like a reel where they did like, or like a part of the movie where they were in Canadian tuxedos. Oh, I think, and they pretended to be Canadian. I think I forget.
I can't remember the movie.
I haven't seen that one in a while. I like Beer Fest by those guys. That was one of my favorite movies.
They don't have that many movies. They don't have that many movies. I think they have like 5 or something.
They stopped after. They made one with the dude from the Green Mile. They did like a restaurant one. They've done 4 that I can think of, maybe more. I don't know. They wrote Super Troopers.
What are they called? Broken Lizard.
Yeah, Broken Lizard's the name of the group.
Okay, well. We can just get into it because there's a lot to talk about. 2018, it's going to be a big year in movies.
I feel like we say this every year.
Every year. And it's funny because I was just on the way over here reading an article, and it was talking about I didn't read the whole thing, but the top 10 best movies since the year 2000. And I was like, whew, that's a juicy topic for another day. But
Sure.
Since 2000?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
What was number one? Just to...
Well, it wasn't an official one. People just
Oh, it
started
was just-
like throwing in theirs. And
Gladiators got to be up there.
No.
I don't think that has that's the thing. And we talk about this. Like the Oscars should actually be over 5 years. 5 years?
That's a Bill Simmons thing. Bill Simmons said he should have the
we can't
Oscars
take
every
that
5 years.
But because the movies that
Just
win
'cause you-
don't hold up. So anyways. Okay, well let's get into it. So what are you going to watch? What are you going to wait? And what are you just like, that's a waste of my time? So April 20th, we've got a pretty sad showing. We've got the Amy Schumer I Feel Pretty, self-confidence booster, Jack
Kinda like-
Black spin-off.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Shallow type thing.
And
Where she gets, so what happens? I think she knocks her head or something.
yeah,
And
then what she sees in the mirror. She has a reverse body dysmorphia.
This is exactly Shallow
yeah,
Hal.
but in
Yeah.
reverse.
So she thinks she's hot, and her life just starts to change because she's got this ultimate confidence, and everybody else sees her the same way, which is the big spin.
Uh-huh.
It is written and directed by the people behind He's Just Not That Into You, so you know the quality you're going to get here. So we have that one, and then we also have what we just talked about, Super Troopers 2, which
Really,
interestingly... So a few fun facts about this one. Super Troopers came out in 2001, so like I said, right in the middle of my high school time, and this movie was crowdsourced. So
Wow.
they actually got it crowdfunded to be able
The first
to make
one or
it
this
happen.
one?
This
Second
one.
one.
Oh,
The second
I
one.
didn't have
Okay, yeah.
GoFundMe back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do with these ones?
I'm definitely waiting.
You're going to wait? You're going to actually watch them?
Amy Schumer, I always say I'm going to watch her movies. I never do. I can't remember the last one. The last one that made me laugh was with Brie Larson. What was the one with Brie Larson?
That was
Trainwreck.
her Trainwreck.
Trainwreck.
That was like her first
That was funny.
movie.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. The rest of them, I'm like, whatever.
Really? I didn't find that one funny.
Really? Oh, John Cena? You didn't find it funny at all?
John Cena.
John Cena's in everything. He's the straight
Was he
man
in
in
that
every
one?
comedy.
Yeah,
now.
John Cena's in that.
He's
LeBron
in
James in
Blockers,
it.
too. Yeah, LeBron James.
Oh, yeah. No, John Cena was funny in that movie.
Yeah.
They went on a date, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, the Mark line was good. I eat Marky Mark. Yeah.
Do you hate Marky Mark?
No.
No, that was
Oh,
a
I
line.
thought you-
That was
that
that
was
was
a
a
line.
movie. That was
I
a
was
movie.
Oh, we can have a whole podcast talking about that.
I got nothing
Found a
against
kindred
that guy.
spirit. Yeah, Super Troopers I'll probably wait too again.
So you're going to watch both of them, but they'll watch them at home. Wait.
I Feel Pretty, I probably won't watch it. I'll be honest with you, I probably won't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I have to agree. I feel like I Feel Pretty will be a movie that will be on in the background at a nail salon in 3 years. And I will see it.
That's funny. Because it's probably true.
It's very true. And then we get to April 27th, which I think is a pretty big day for the movies.
Ooh,
We
wee.
have had our tickets for probably 2 months now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a group of 6 of us going, I think. Avengers Infinity War.
Now this is it. This is it for the whole year, isn't it? This is the one that's supposed. We'll get into that. But anyway, you were gonna say. I'll get into that later on.
Well, I just want you guys to know that there is no other movies coming out that week because why even bother?
Wait. The week of?
The week of?
No. The week of. That's a movie coming out that
Oh,
same week.
well,
No, with Adam
movies.
Sandler.
It's going on
and-
Netflix. It's a Netflix
No, the week of
movie.
is a Netflix movie.
Is it Netflix movie?
No.
Steve
Yeah,
Buscemi,
with Chris Rock and
Steve Buscemi,
Yeah,
Chris
'cause
Rock, Adam
Sandler has
Sandler.
his big Netflix deal, so everything is just straight to.
So no one's gonna stay home and watch it.
No.
Well,
Can you imagine? You're like, oh, I'm gonna wait. If you didn't get tickets in advance for Avengers, then you might have to stay home and watch that movie.
The week of is gonna be a bad movie.
it looks pretty bad.
So obviously we're gonna go see this.
We're all going.
Obviously
to see it.
we're gonna see
There
this.
are 64 main characters in this movie.
Oh my goodness.
That's it?
Now my thing about this is because there's so many characters, they got to shoehorn every single character in.
2 hours and 36 minutes long.
Yeah. That's a normal for these movies now. They got to shoehorn all these characters. Now there's a lot of hype around it saying they're going to write it well, but I think it's going to be a mess. It's just, hey, come over here and say a line because we need you to say a line type thing. Oh, come over here and act with this guy because we need you to say an act with this guy.
Well,
We'll
and
see.
I don't know what the Avengers means to you guys. I know, Nash, you've got a comic book background. You've read
Yeah.
a lot of these.
I read all these.
And I've just been to all the movies. So for me, I don't feel emotionally attached to the outcome of this movie. But there are people out there that they are living and dying for this movie being good.
I just think, we've seen them all, right? So it's like we've invested this much time into these movies. Not that I haven't enjoyed seeing any of them. Like, there's a couple of ones I didn't like Doctor Strange. I just didn't get. The Hulk with Edward Norton was pretty bad, and Iron Man 3 wasn't that good. But for the most part, I've been on board with most of these.
They're good, like entertainment.
Yeah,
it's funny. I think they're getting into their stride now because it seems like there's a lot more, especially in the last 2 years. There seems to be a lot more good than bad, and before there was a lot bad and not enough good.
Yeah,
well,
the Avengers were good.
This is like the end of the character building, so this is where it should be. Like, we've been introduced to everyone. Like, I always say, like, Thor should have been a 20-minute feature attached to another movie. It did not need to be
out of it.
like its own thing. So this is what we've been waiting for, all of the people all together.
Yep.
I think this is the beginning of the end of comic book movies, in my opinion. I think they're going to slowly start,
I don't know,
dipping off, because we've invested 10 years, and that's the reason why we're going to watch it. And we might watch Avengers 4. I think comes out next year.
They were filmed at the same time, I think.
Isn't this Infinity War Part 1?
Yeah,
that's what they originally called it. Infinity War Part 1, Part 2, but then they changed it just to Infinity War, and they haven't released the title of
and I
the
actually
next
think
movies coming out.
From some of the, and this is sort of spoiler alert without any spoilers, but that they are not going to release the name until after this movie is out,
which makes sense,
because it's going to be based on what happens in this movie.
Or I'll give you hints to it. So
we're all watching this movie, and we're not going to watch Adam's.
No choice, do you?
Okay, and then the week after, so May 4th, we start to
May
get
the 4th be with
you. Mother's Day. So we've got some really nice female-driven stories coming out. First of all, and this one is a little bit controversial. We've got the Overboard revamp, redo, retake with Anna Faris.
Well, the first Overboard was fun. It was fun at first, but now when you rewatch it, it's like that's a little rapey.
It's Overboard.
Oh, yeah, with Wells, the Goldie Hawn and
you remember
Kurt
the
Russell,
original though, right?
And she's a rich lady who
that was the original
falls off her yacht.
And they need to remake this.
Now it's reversed. Now it's
Of course it is.
Anna
Faris, and I think he's a Spanish or an Indian actor. Is he Spanish? He's a Spanish actor. He's some heartthrob in Spain, but whatever. But now he knocks his head because he's a rich guy. He knocks his head, and then she
and so he's got amnesia, and she goes like, "Oh, you're my husband. You've been my husband all along. These are your kids. Stay here and take care of us." So
and he probably learns a lesson not to be such a dick and whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
That's gonna be
written by the same writers as Wedding Crashers, so we'll see.
Interesting.
We'll see. And then the other one, the interesting one that comes out that weekend is Tully.
Definitely want to see this.
So, and is this a wait though, or are you going to see this in theaters?
No, I'm not going to see it in theaters because Tully is with
Charlize Theron, and it's Diablo Cody and Jason Reitman. So it's the Juno.
Doing
team.
another one? Yeah, well, they did one already. A young adult or old adult or whatever it's called.
As young adult, and that young adult is like a sleeper. Like, people really like that movie.
Never watched it.
Well, this one is about a mom with 3 kids who needs help.
And then she gets a night nurse, and I think she's probably going to learn a lesson of, like, the night nurse looks at her like, oh my God, you did this amazing thing. She's like,
basically
tired
a movie about mom guilt.
Yeah.
Just in time for Mother's Day.
And this is like 2 weeks still after Avengers, so none of these movies are going to make money. None of these movies are going to make money.
It's counter programming, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And Bad Samaritan comes out that week too as well.
The what?
Bad Samaritan.
Samaritan?
Bad Samaritan. That's the one with Purple Man. What's his name?
David Tennant, Doctor Who.
Yes, David Tennant, Doctor Who. He kidnaps somebody, and it looks interesting. I might watch that one too as well. I think
that's a wait. That'll be on Netflix.
Probably a wait. He kidnaps a girl. Like, you don't, because these kids they take cars and they steal them, and they took his car from a restaurant because they're valeting it. They took it from a restaurant, went to his house, and they found that he kidnapped a girl. And then when they told the police about it, they went back. There was nothing there. So then David Tennant basically harasses them and like scares them the whole movie.
Well, I like David Tennant, and I like David Tennant as a bad guy, but I don't know if I need to see that movie. May 11th, so we're actually in Mother's Day weekend. We have a movie that I've watched the trailer twice, and I still don't quite know what it's about. Terminal with Margot Robbie.
I have no idea what this is
They're
about.
assassins. It's a lot of bright lights and bright colors, and the only thing interesting is that Mike Myers is coming back
Heyo.
to be in this movie.
What was the last movie he was in?
Well, I think
I saw Inglourious Bastards. He was in that for like a second.
Nash, you might need to do some Googling on that one, because I can't.
The last movie that Mike Myers was in?
Myers.
I'll look at that up.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue about this.
Okay, so probably going to wait for that one. It just looks really flashy. Kind of like Drive, but with assassins.
I
Yeah.
like Drive.
And then The Seagull comes out, which is a play, and it's got everyone in it. But I can never say it right. Shersha is
Or Saoirse. Sir, like sir, and then Shah.
Saoirse.
There you go.
She is
Say it again?
Saoirse.
There you go.
Sorry, what movie were you guys talking about? I was
Saoirse
Googling.
Ronan.
Seagull.
Oh, The Seagull. Okay, yeah.
And so
The last movie Mike Myers did was Shrek.
Shrek.
Yeah.
3? Or like the
Three.
donkey
Three.
one?
No, 3.
Got it.
They mean 3?
He did other TV shows, but that was the last movie he did. He's done 2 TV shows before after that. Anyway.
Okay,
So
well,
Seagull, yeah.
Saoirse
You got it.
is in a movie. It's about a play about people
The
being.
Seagull.
It's very like Shakespearean. People being in love with
She
other people.
is amazing.
And this is why I wanted to talk about this movie, because she's in 75 movies this year.
What?
Are you serious?
Every week, basically, she has another movie coming out. She is the hottest actress around. She's in
75.
everything. 75 is an exaggeration.
Oh,
but-
okay. You don't seem like the person that does exaggerate.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't seem like the person who exaggerates
I
stuff
counted.
like that.
She's in so many movies. So we could start a tally. We could have a little cue for it, but she's in everything. Same with Elle Fanning. And then who's the other one? Scarlet Witch. They're just in
Elizabeth Olsen.
every movie. Elizabeth Olsen. So
I love Elizabeth Olsen. But yeah, she's amazing. For guys, if you don't know who we're talking about, just the girl in Lady Bird, who has a very thick, is she Irish or
she's
Scottish?
Irish.
Yeah, she's Irish.
Super thick Irish accent, but for some reason she can just turn it off at will.
She's an incredible actress. And she's been acting for years and years and has been nominated. I think she's like 18 or 19 and she's already been nominated twice.
Yeah.
Born in 1994. Actually, her birthday just passed. She was April 12th.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Saoirse.
birthday, Saoirse.
I remember seeing her in what was that one directed by Peter Jackson with Marky Mark, and she gets
The Lovely
killed.
Bones.
Yes, that
Yeah.
one.
Which I don't like Marky Mark. If you couldn't tell from before, that's another podcast. But that was like one of her first movies, and she was really good in it.
Yeah.
And the last movie, May 11th, worth talking about is this really fun feature with Gabrielle Union called Breaking In, where...
Payback's a mother.
Say that again because it's an incredible tagline.
Payback is a mother.
That's the tagline?
The tagline is Payback is a Mother, and it's about she's got a smart house. And so she's outside the house, but her kids are in the house, and people are trying to kidnap her kids or do something.
Yeah, they kidnap her kids. They want something from her.
And she
so they
has to-
lock themselves in this super protective house, and she has to
Like
break-
Panic Room?
It's Panic Room.
Yeah,
backwards.
in reverse.
She's
Panic
on
Room
the
in
outside.
reverse. Yeah. And she has to break back in, and she's like, and, oh my, you should
I
watch.
loved Panic Room.
Well, this
Definitely
might
watch
be the
it.
movie for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely watch the trailer. Definitely watch the trailer, Wells, because it looks
You're
so.
like, what is
he's like,
happening?
you have no idea what a mother's gonna go through. All of a sudden, she's a super ninja. I'm like, wow, that's
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah,
eh?
Gabrielle
Yeah.
Union.
Okay.
So that one is for me a wait, but I will definitely find that one on Netflix in a few months. And then, so May 18th, we've given the Avengers about a month to breathe, and we're ready to drop in Deadpool. Deadpool 2.
So this is a must watch. Now, I was gonna come in because I don't think Avengers. People are anticipating that Avengers is going to make just as much money as Black Panther.
I don't think so.
It won't.
I think what it's going to do is at first it's going to make a lot of money, but it won't have the staying power. There's no way.
It's not going to drive people.
Well,
to
especially with
theater.
Deadpool coming out.
But what if this big holy smokes moment happens and people are like, I need to see that in theater? Like, do you think that people are invested enough in the Avengers that they're like,
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely watch it. Oh, 100% people are going to
But I
definitely
feel
watch
like
it.
Black Panther's more. There's a more.
there's a
One.
cause?
Well, I wouldn't say cause, but it was
But
like
it's
it
just
was a
like-
phenomenon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It appeals to a lot more people than the Avengers.
Yeah, and then people going back to what you said, sorry, Aaron, but it's like the buzz around it, the people talking, like so many black actors. You gotta it. Some people might have gone out to go because when we went to go see it, people were in costume, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It
It might
meant something. It had
a little bit
higher
more,
purpose
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
higher
than the
purpose,
Avengers.
yeah. And you'll have people that almost rarely not even go to theaters
Yes.
want to go see it.
Yes, and that's why I think
Yeah.
at first Avengers might make more money in like the first 10 days.
Yeah.
It might make crazy amounts of money, but I don't think it'll have like. I mean, here we are after 2 months. Black Panther's
talking about
still
it.
making money, right?
And I
Like,
watched it 3
It's
weeks ago.
still like headlining in every theater.
yeah, it's still making money. So
Because there's nothing in its way, really. There's absolutely
Totally.
nothing in its way.
Totally.
The only thing that's going to be in its way
is
is
Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah,
And that was like 3 months.
yeah.
3 months later. So you got Deadpool coming out, which probably is where everyone's going to go see that. That's probably another. I'm guessing it's Avengers. Then you got Deadpool as the two tentpole
They're
movies
just
of the
gonna-
summer
yeah.
that everyone's going to watch.
There's a
Missing
few
one.
more. There's a few more. We'll get to them.
Well, it was Avengers. There's nothing in between that.
no
Deadpool.
And
And
then-
probably there's more. Yeah, there's probably
Star
more.
Wars.
So Deadpool
Yeah.
is an interesting one because I saw it in theaters, but we went to a 10:30 showing, which I can't do. I just fell asleep, so I have not actually.
How are you
seen
gonna
the
survive
first
Avengers?
Deadpool. I'm gonna drink a very large coffee before we go.
It's a 2.5-hour movie,
2 hours
and
30
you guys have it for what 10:30 is the ticket?
Yep,
Yeah.
10:30.
Good luck,
Well,
Erin.
and the same thing happened with what was the Wolverine movie?
Logan.
Logan, same thing. I
think we watched it at like 11.
11:15 show,
love
and
Logan.
it was just everyone was asleep. So this I will have to prepare, and I need to rewatch Deadpool. But what's trying to put itself against that for all of the women out there that might not want to go see a profane superhero movie, there is a profane elderly lady movie.
What?
You can go see Book Club.
Oh, yes. Have you heard about this one?
Have you
No.
heard this? So we have got.
Let me guess. Can I guess who's in it?
guess.
Helen Mirren.
No.
Close. You're close.
Judi
You're
Dench?
close.
No. Think American actresses. You're in the
Diane
you're-
Keaton.
There you go.
Yeah, you got one. And who else? Some smoking hot elderly ladies.
Oh, I just said Helen Mirren. I don't know. Keep going though.
So we've got Jane,
Jane
Fonda.
Fonda.
Oh
We
my
have
God.
is Lily Tomlin in it? Or no?
Murphy Brown's in it.
Oh, Candice Bergen.
Yeah.
Candice Bergen. And then there's one more.
Oh my God, this sounds like a
Well,
movie my
and
mom's
so
gonna
this
see.
movie is about these 4 women who are reading 50 Shades of Grey in a book club. So it's the sexual reawakening of all of these ladies.
Jeez.
So that one will be another nail salon.
That's-
Watch for me.
I hope there's nudity in it.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't have it listed here because I couldn't find it, but Sharon Stone, who is so hot, has
Mm-hmm.
a movie coming out this year where she is dating like a 20-year-old. It's going to be amazing.
Good for her. She probably produced it
That's
too.
probably her real life. So I'm going to do a movie about my life story.
Autobiography. Good for her.
And then the last one is How to Talk to Girls at Parties, which actually looks kind of interesting. It's set in 70s London. There are aliens.
What?
And
yes,
it's
I saw his
written
trailer,
by
yeah,
Neil Gaiman. So there's a lot of things going on in this movie.
It looks fun. I saw his trailer. It's like 70s England punk. Punk
Yeah.
music being
So
the background. It
This
looks
will
fun.
again.
Yeah.
This is. I think these movies are smart. All of the people that couldn't get a ticket to Avengers and are at the theater anyways are going to go see this. And
That's really what you're hoping for, right?
Yeah.
When you release the movie the same day,
Exactly.
it's
You're
like,
gonna
oh,
get the spillover.
I can't get in Deadpool. I've already watched Avengers 3 times.
I'm gonna go
I'm
see
here.
Black Panther.
I'm here.
And this one is an L Fanning, just so that we're counting the young white girls that are in all of these movies. Okay, so May 23rd, we're kind of in the dead zone. We still have Avengers. We still have Deadpool. So nobody's trying to come out against this.
Oh, we still got the book club.
We still have book club. But May 23rd, there's not really anything, unless you can see something that's popped up there. No. And
No,
so we've got
nothing.
basically a 2-week break, and then we have...
This is interesting.
This is the one.
This is very interesting.
I don't know what to do about this movie. I have not watched a trailer. I don't know how I feel. And nobody asked for this movie, but
Solo.
the notes that I wrote were just, oh God. And we're talking about Solo.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Are you gonna be there?
I'm all for it.
Really?
Yeah.
And have
Why?
you watched the trailers?
I just saw one yesterday, actually. I frequent YouTube a lot on my PS4, and it shows like trending
Yeah.
videos, and the newest trailer for it came out. Of course, I got to watch it, and I'm hooked, man. I at first thought when they announced all these side projects, like these like offshoots of Star Wars, I was not for it. But then I really liked Rogue One.
I really liked Rogue One.
And so now I'm like, okay, I think I'll like this one.
Well, and can I ask you though, is
Why?
Han Solo your guy? Like when you
My
think back
guy.
to Star Wars,
I
was
enjoyed
he your
him.
favorite character or what?
Yeah, sure. I guess. I don't know. I like Chewie a lot, and Chewie's in this. So. I like sidekicks.
I'm here for Chewie. We can make a hashtag
I'm here for
out
Chewie
of that.
and that.
I'm here for Lando.
But I like all like the side characters. Yeah, and Lando. I mean,
He
like,
looks like he's going to be the best part of that movie.
and Donald Glover's playing
Yeah.
Lando,
Yeah.
right? And Donald Glover doesn't swing and miss anymore,
No.
right? Like everything he's in touches the gold. So, I think that's a good cast, like a good casting there. And then the chick from Game of Thrones is in it too as well.
Yeah,
She
I
does
hope
really
it's
good
fun.
movies.
She
Ron
does it.
Howard's directing this stuff.
I know that's the only thing that scares
Well,
me.
and wasn't this a Ron Howard coming in at the last second
Yes.
to save it? So
Right,
this
right.
has been a takeover, redo.
They basically they filmed half of a movie, and then Disney didn't like the way it was going, so they got Ron Howard to film the movie basically over again.
Yeah, and we've seen that happen before with, what was it, Justice League?
Justice League,
lot of
they
movies
filled
do it.
in the blanks. He filled in the blanks and basically changed it because they didn't like, because
Yeah.
obviously
Well, I
Zack
guess
Snyder
hopefully
is.
it gets to be a Ron Howard movie instead of it
you?
being two people's movies.
Who
mashed
was it
together.
before?
Do you really? Oh, I can't remember. It was two comedian.
Oh yeah, it was actually they were trying something new. They were trying to make it.
Oh,
fun.
it was the dudes who did Jump Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Phil
the name.
Lord and something. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
And then that got kiboshed. So I hope it's fun.
I don't really care. I'm not probably like this is. It's coming after 2 weeks after Deadpool. Probably another wave of the Avengers. I don't understand why Disney put this here. It's
It's Memorial Day weekend. That's
Well,
a
and
huge
this-
movie weekend.
It's huge,
guess.
but this is also the first Star Wars movie that's going to be in this slot. So they're testing
Yes.
summer. They're testing
Yeah.
summer with something more lighthearted. They're going away from the pressure of the Christmas.
I'm all for it.
movie.
I'm seeing it.
I think Deadpool still beats it that week.
Nope.
It'll be really
I will-
interesting to
Deadpool
see.
No
will
shot,
still
no
will
shot.
still. I do, and I
There's
gotta
no way,
check.
there's
I
no
gotta-
chance. There's no chance.
Deadpool is an 18A movie, so it's never going to beat a
And it
Star
still
Wars
made a lot of
movie.
money. No,
It
it still made a
did,
lot of
but
money.
It
it's
made
not
time,
gonna
but
beat...
there's no way it goes against
What did
Star
Rogue One
Wars.
do? I gotta check that out. What did Rogue One do in the
It
theater?
was still number one that
Still
weekend.
huge.
Yeah, no,
And
there's
there's
no way.
people that saw Rogue One like multiple times. There's people that saw The Last Jedi multiple
But Rogue
times.
One was Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 2 weeks after Deadpool.
No, it's
And-
1 week after Deadpool, isn't it?
No,
It's the
1
next
week
week.
after One
Oh,
week
it's
after
two.
Deadpool.
It's
2 weeks
two.
after Deadpool,
Deadpool's the
and
17th.
what? A couple weeks after, 3-4 weeks after Avengers. No way.
No, dude, it's Star Wars, dude. You
No way.
You put Star Wars beside something, and it's gonna sell.
I don't think anyone likes. I don't know.
Well,
to me, it's like you said earlier, Aaron. It's like nobody asked for this movie.
Yeah. That's the only thing. They're trying to create a whole world like
It's
the
like-
Avengers.
Young Han Solo, when Han Solo was young in the movie to begin with.
No, it's just, man, I'm gonna enjoy
Hopefully a
it.
fun romp. We'll see what happens. And June 1st, nothing is coming out. Everybody is waiting to see what happens with Star Wars, which is probably smart. The only movie that is coming out that week, which is kind of ridiculous, Adrift, which is with Shailene Woodley from The Descendants and from Big Little Lies. Big Little Lies.
Oh yes. I like her.
And so this is it's a teen drama, and it's love in a hurricane. Two people find each other in the biggest storm.
This can't be good. But anyway,
Cannot be good. It's coming. They're giving space for Solo.
They're just finding ways to find love now.
man, they gave a lot of space. They gave a lot of space.
Okay,
There's nothing.
Okay, and so then
It's like The Notebook meets meets Twister.
June 8th, we have Ocean's 8, the big sigh coming from Nash. I just watched the trailer.
Yeah,
for
I'm
this
with
on the
you
way
on that
here.
one. And
Okay, so
Why?
did you guys watch Ghostbusters? The
No.
female Ghostbusters?
I tried to.
So,
How far did you get in it? How far?
I didn't even get to see Leslie Jones show up.
Oh man.
It was bad, man.
I probably will see Ghostbusters at some point, but I'm not looking forward to it.
This to me, this is a wait. Like I want to go see it because I want to support women in film, and but it's important because
No, it's not.
it is.
Then why don't they make their own movie instead of gender swapping a male movie?
Well, because
I agree with
when
that.
it's a room full of white men and you're pitching a movie, they don't want to hear the random like unique story. They want to hear. It's like Ocean's 11.
I'm not getting behind
right?
this. I'm not getting. I don't think it is important.
Buy.
I don't think it is important. Wonder Woman is important. This is not important. It's not. It's gender swapping a male movie. I don't like that.
Well, we'll see. It has Rihanna. I love her. It has Sandra Bullock. She's amazing.
Yeah, I like the cast.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
My thing is that I'm kind of into the fact it's set at the Met Ball, which is a big fashion moment every year, and I like that part of it. But they're stealing a necklace, which I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, it's not like a big dramatic heist.
Already, you're like,
it's a necklace.
And Sandra Bullock's character is supposed to be the sister of
Danny Ocean.
Danny Ocean, which was
never mentioned in the other movies.
George Clooney's character in Oceans.
She was in prison. That's why.
And she's also in prison. They open in the movie the exact same way. He gets out of prison. He got out of prison in the first movie. Then she's getting out of prison in the first movie to do a whole heist. It's just gonna be Oceans, but gender reversed. That's why I just maybe be good. I don't know.
We'll give it a chance. We'll see what
you'll give it a chance.
With it, and it's worth it just for Rihanna. And then June 15th. So I think this one I have to check in because it's Incredibles 2, and I don't have an emotional attachment to Incredibles 1.
Why not?
This movie means nothing to me.
Why? Did you watch
Pixar is running out of ideas, which is a shame.
No, because they're giving all the ideas to Disney.
Okay, but did you love the first Incredibles?
Yes.
Did you love the first Incredibles?
I can't remember it, man.
Oh, wow.
It came out so long ago, too.
I think that this was a really important movie for some people, but
like,
not all the people.
Why are they making a sequel? It's the same with like Monsters Inc. They made like a sequel to that. And I was like, why? Like the movie's good on its own, but like this one like wasn't even that good to begin with.
No, it was
but
good.
That's it. People think that this is one of the best, if not the best, Pixar movies.
Come on,
they do.
If not one of the best comic book movies.
Yeah, so because it's Fantastic Four, right?
It's basically the Fantastic Four movie you wanted.
It's the best Fantastic Four movie you've seen. Okay, I can agree with that, and I didn't even like this movie that much.
So what's exciting about this? I just watched the trailer for this one as well, and they're addressing a few interesting things. One being the theme of female superheroes saving superhero movies. So that's written directly into it. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Wonder Woman. And then 2, dad staying home. And we've got some...
It looks so funny.
It looks so funny.
It looks so good.
So I think this one, I need to watch Incredibles again. We'll watch the first one. And then we need summer. School's just getting out this week. So people are going to be bored, not have things to do. And they're going to go see Incredibles.
School's just getting out this week?
Well,
Mid-June,
it'll be
right?
May, June.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kids are in school a long time.
Yeah.
Jeez, that sucks.
And then we also have this week the Superfly remake set in Atlanta. Which,
shout out Casey.
If you listened a few weeks ago, Casey was, that super hype movie that he was talking about.
Oh, that's
what he was saying. Like set in Atlanta. This is a Superfly remix.
Oh,
which I'm excited for the soundtrack. Soundtrack's going to be done by Future.
Tell us what you're excited about.
Just soundtrack. That's all. I'm not going to watch this movie.
It's produced by Future. So it's all about money, cars, women.
Well, the original Superfly was set in Harlem.
So it's like a extended hip hop video.
So yeah. So now this
is actually directed by Director X. So it is.
And remember his last movie was Belly.
What? That was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I know. So this one, so last one was set in Harlem. Now this one is set in Atlanta, basically showing the whole, because now it seems like hip hop is booming in Atlanta, and they're with that the background.
Now it is.
Yeah. And this, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this.
You will.
This is a wait. We will definitely watch this movie.
You're gonna see this.
Probably not. I probably not to watch it.
And then Tag. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for this one, but it's set on a true story. So there's actually friends out there who every single year they play a ginormous game of tag, and so this is Jeremy Renner,
John Hamm,
who's doing 2 comedies this year.
Is he?
Yeah. It's a giant life-size game of tag.
Okay. Isa Fisher.
Isla
Fisher.
Isla.
What'd you call it?
I Fisher.
Wells is going to take us to name school after this. And then the last movie coming out this week, which another movie that nobody asked for, is John Travolta playing John Gotti. Which I feel like is just his own.
Is this direct to video? This has to be direct to video.
I thought he was... No, that was our Versace one. Sorry. That was the Versace one.
Versace. No, this is not a TV show. This is a movie.
Who asked for these movies?
No, nobody. I feel like this was a dream of his. And he got so psyched playing in the O.J. Simpson one that he was like, who else can I do?
Remember when he was a good actor?
Yep.
And then he was
When?
a bad actor?
When?
And then he was a good actor. Now he's a bad actor.
He's good in like 2 movies.
I like it when he just leans into his campiness. Like when he knows who he's there to be, he's a joy to watch.
That O.J. Simpson one, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he knew what he's doing. But he was a good actor in, was it 70s?
Yeah.
When he did
that's
Saturday Night
when-
Lives.
I don't think he was good in that.
Saturday Night Fever.
But he-
Saturday Night Fever. And
He
then
was big.
Grease.
Yeah, Grease.
So there's that strand. Then he left. And then
Pulp Fiction.
then Pulp Fiction brought him back. And then he went way over his head. And then what was that movie he did? That alien one. That basically
Oh my God.
I can't even think
I
of
know you're
it.
talking
And I
about.
watched that one too.
Battleship or Battlestar or no,
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Anyway.
Someone
Travolta.
screamed.
the L. Ron Hubbard movie.
Oh, yeah. And then June 22nd, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, man. Did you like the last one, Wells?
No.
No.
No guy.
I watched it in theaters. I liked it at the time. Then the more I watched it, the least... Like,
less you
the
liked it,
less
like-
and less
yeah.
and less I liked it.
No guy.
Well, they're bringing back, what's his name?
For a scene, I heard.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
He's in the trailer.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum.
They're bringing him back, and they showed in the trailer. He's like talking to Congress or whatever,
Yeah.
and just basically saying, "Don't mess with Mother Nature." That's it. He's not in the actual movie. Like he's not going to be joining them at the island or whatever. As far as I know, maybe he is, but like they've said that it's like an extended cameo.
Well, the only thing is they have said that Bryce Dallas Howard will not be wearing heels anymore. Thank God. She'll actually be in a reasonable outfit.
That was ridiculous.
It was so bad.
That was so stupid.
Whatever.
The worst, like, she did not care about those 2 kids at all.
No,
No,
she was like,
she
"Oh, my
was
nephews are
terrible.
here. What?
There was a lot of hatred in that movie.
Yeah.
Like that one part where they like ripped apart her assistant. Like
For what reason?
Well, like, okay, it's bad enough that she got dragged around by one of the pterodactyls, and then she got dropped into the water, and then like,
Did
you
she
see-
come back after that?
No, she got like ripped apart, man. Like,
It's like, she didn't do anything but try to take care of your nieces,
Yeah.
your 2 nieces. Yep, she got her comeuppance.
she might have been like one of the only redeemable characters in the movie. That and the raptors were the only things I was cheering for. And then she got ripped apart by like that big gator one.
For no reason. At least in the first Jurassic Park, the lawyer got killed. And you were like, okay, yeah, he was a bit of a slime ball. But
There was no reason for her.
there was
to be
no
the,
reason for her to
Oh,
die.
man, I thought she might be near the end. Like, she would have like hooked up with the nerdy like comms guy,
Yeah.
but no, she didn't make it.
Here we go. We've got round 2. So this one is, and I don't know if you have this because I didn't write it down, but the director isn't the same guy, and it's a guy who actually directs horror movies. So it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, it was
It's,
supposed
still,
to be.
it's not rated R, though.
No.
No, never. Colin Trevorrow did the first one, or not the first one. He did the
remake,
reboot,
yeah.
and then he was supposed to do the 9th Star Wars movie, but then he got booted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, out of that. Who's the director for this one? Oh, it's like a Spanish dude, isn't
Yeah, and he's done.
it? Oh, he did.
It Comes or something like that, or
Pardon me?
Waits.
AJ Bayon?
Yeah, but what is his movie? I don't watch horror movies, so I won't.
Oh,
know.
what movie did he do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. You guys keep talking. I'll try and find
Okay.
it.
Well, then the
He did a
other
Mission Impossible.
the other one that's
did?
interesting
The
is
Orphanage.
Andrew Garfield is doing a rom com, like indie rom com called Under the Silver Lake, set in LA, and it's got everybody's favorite right now, Elvis's granddaughter, which I don't think anyone knows.
Oh, Riley
but
Keough?
Riley Keough.
I didn't know that until like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was in Mad
I've never
Max.
watched any Garfield's movies.
You
except
never
for
watched
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
That's
Did
the
you
only
watch
one.
Silence?
No,
Did you watch Silence?
No, I watched Hacksaw Ridge though.
I never watched Hacksaw Ridge. I had that downloaded. Never watched it. Everyone says he's
It
good.
might be like
That's
the
why
most
I feel
violent
like
movie I've ever
he
seen.
does
Really?
movies.
It's Mel Gibson, man.
Yeah.
guy
of course.
loves
Yeah,
carnage.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's violent.
What was the other one he did? Where he's a priest or something?
Silence.
Silence.
Oh, sorry. That was a
Yeah,
movie.
but
Okay.
that's
The
why I feel
Scorsese
he does
movie.
Yeah.
like epics that nobody wants to watch because they're like depressing
I
or
heard that's a tough
incredibly
movie to
violent.
watch.
So I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, really?
Silence?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
What if you have 3.5 hours?
yes. The Scorsese passion project about Portuguese.
Yikes.
What were they called?
Missionaries?
Missionaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're down for that, 3 hours of that.
Okay, so are you going to go see Jurassic World though? Is it a watch or is it a wait?
I will not see it in the
I'm not
theater.
gonna watch it. I'm at this point, movie going. I'm pretty much sitting on the patio mode type thing. So
Oh, because you're in June, late June.
No, I mean like that wouldn't stop me. I saw the last one in the theater and it just wasn't that good for me. So
when did that come out though? Was that earlier?
2 or 3 years
I
ago.
think it was in May last year.
Yeah, it was
years ago.
earlier summer though.
June.
It was.
Was it?
They're putting on like the same release.
Yeah. Okay.
Schedule.
Well, and June isn't a movie month. Like people are busy, so and they're still competing.
I'll go on a
against
Tuesday
Solo.
night. Watch it.
Maybe.
I guess.
I tend not like after the big ones come out, which is in the beginning. I tend not to go back into the theater.
Yeah.
But
Until it's like August, and then you get into the hot, and then you want to escape it,
Maybe.
so you just want air conditioning. So June 29th, I'm excited about this. Sicario 2. I didn't know that Sicario would ever.
Now
have
you
a
want to
sequel,
talk about movies that no one asked for?
But I love Sicario. It's such
look,
a good movie.
Sicario was a great movie,
yeah.
which did not need a sequel. I have no I don't know,
They're all back for it.
except for Emily Blunt.
And not
But-
the director. It's not the same director.
Yeah,
Not
Denis
the
Villeneuve's out
but
there.
it is like Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and you know what? I liked his character.
Josh Brolin.
I like Josh Brolin's character. He's a sleaze bucket, but like, really, like, do we need this movie?
Yes.
When I saw it, I was like,
Why?
why?
When I first heard, it, I was like, oh, this is what, like a straight to DVD, and then I was like, oh, they're all
Like,
back.
they're
Like those
back.
guys. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably see it. I don't know if
probably
I'll see it in
will
the theater. I
No,
won't see it in the theater.
No, definitely not.
I don't think I've seen. I watched Sicario at home. I watched Wind River at home. Like all of those movies. But
I loved
they're all incredible.
every single one of them.
Did you watch
But again, it's not.
Wind River after the
haven't seen it.
recommendation?
Oh, you need
It's
to watch
so
that.
good. And then I feel like this is a movie that I did not know was happening until I did my research. Uncle Drew, which is so.
They're actually making it into
Yes.
a movie? Oh, I thought that was a joke.
It's real.
What? Kyrie Irving is going to be in a movie with
As an
Shaq.
old man.
Shaq,
I thought it was like
Lisa
a
Leslie.
joke. Like during the All Star game, they had like the trailer for it. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like if they ever did a movie, they would actually. This is what it would look like.
Coming to theaters near you, June 29th, 2018.
The big comedian is the same guy from Get Out. His
Oh
friend.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
the guy from the
The
airport.
TSA agent.
Yeah. That's the comedian. Looks like he's going to be carrying the movie, but yeah, it's like Lisa Leslie, Shaq.
Oh, but Tiffany Haddish is in it. There's like a bunch of people in this movie.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish. Hang on, let me look at that.
But so you guys have to give me the backstory because I don't even know who Uncle Drew is.
It was like a commercial for Nike, right?
Yeah.
So is it like Little Penny?
Yeah, kind of just like
So it's-
an alter character, like a.
Yeah. So if you ever heard Kyrie Irving calls him, well, it's Uncle Drew because the thing. So what it is, it's an old man that still can play basketball. So he just goes around like schooling people.
Well, the
Parts of the commercials, like he would go around finding other older players, like people in current NBA players with the
Wearing,
with the
like,
makeup.
old face, yeah.
But they're supposed to be old people. They're not like young people dressed up as old people. They're supposed to be old people.
is this movie like? Is it a structured story, or is it going to be like Bad Grandpa, where it's just like filming unexpected people?
They're playing a tournament in Harlem. So he's
But
like,
is it like Bad Grandpa, where it's like real situations, or is it
don't
like
think
an
so.
actual movie?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
movie. It's a movie.
Screw that. I like the way Bad Grandpa.
Are you gonna wait for that one? Will you watch it eventually,
I won't
or
watch
you're
it at
never
all,
gonna
no.
watch it?
I probably will never watch it. Probably never watch it. I'll probably say, yeah, I'm gonna go see it, and it'll never happen.
So funny.
I just passed on Netflix one time.
Okay,
makes it to
July
Netflix.
4th long weekend. So there's a few things because they're split because of the holiday. So on July 4th, actual day of, and I haven't seen any of these movies, so you guys will have to tell me. There is the next one in the Purge movies.
The first Purge.
Purge.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Purge.
I haven't seen.
You haven't
Purge.
seen any of them?
No.
No. I should watch the first one. Because the first. Everyone tells me the first one you need to watch, but I haven't watched.
The second one's probably the best.
Really? Okay.
But I mean, like, yeah, sure, the first one is like an okay premise, but they could have done so much more with it. I'm surprised they're making a fourth one now. That's crazy.
Well, it's supposed to be the first, like.
It's,
Well, it's called The
back.
First Purge, yeah.
it's supposed
No,
to be
I'm looking for that
one.
word. What's that
Prequel.
word?
It's a prequel?
That's sorry. That's the word I was
So
looking
it's
for.
like where the Purge first came from.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this is the one where there's a part of the world where they really want this. They actually think that this is a
would
good
never
idea.
happen. This would never happen.
No, it wouldn't happen.
Just like-
But you should watch. You should watch it.
yeah.
I think it's on Netflix.
Is it?
Really?
I know the third one is, so they must have had the other
Are
two.
they scary though, or just violent?
No, it's not scary at
I
all.
have an issue with Netflix. Maybe we can get into it later. It's too big.
Okay, so Ant-Man and Wasp. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, for sure. I was very surprised at how good Ant-Man was, and so I will give this one a shot. I love Evangeline Lilly, and Paul Rudd's pretty fun.
What do you think?
You know my problem with these movies?
There's too many of them.
These guys have so much power. So why don't they just walk up to Thanos and shrink him and then step on him? These guys have so much power. They never use.
There wouldn't be a movie.
Exactly.
Why doesn't the Hulk just go grab him and throw him into another planet?
That's always been the problem with Marvel movies, is they've never actually been able to demonstrate a villain strong enough. Like, they can't
There's no rules.
portray it in a way that
there's no rules
their
in
power
their
is
universe.
relative.
Yeah. It's like, how much stronger is Thor to Hulk, or the other way around? They don't put any rules.
They're trying.
Probably on purpose. No, they'll never do it. Probably on purpose.
They're trying.
No, they're doing it so vague so they can, whatever the script calls for, so they can just add it. Like, there is absolutely no rules in these movies.
Well, but
None.
this is because there's speculation that this movie isn't going to be a standalone story, that it's actually going to be another view at Infinity War. So they're doing like a side story at the same time that all of this is going on. And then who's the Arrow guy? Hawkeye is also in
Jeremy. Yeah, because very noticeably, people have noticed. I think you actually pointed out to me first, Wells, that Ant-Man and Hawkeye are nowhere to be seen in any of the trailers for the Avengers or any of the posters. So
I don't know if I did that, but
I feel like that might not have
maybe.
been me.
I don't think that was me. I don't think I was analyzing the poster that much. But
no, I think you said in the group. There's no way I'm going to scroll back in the group to look at that.
No,
Okay, but are you going to go
anyway.
see this? Will you see the first Purge? You're going to wait.
Yeah, I don't need to see that in
You
the
don't need to see
theater.
that in the theater. And then do you see Ant-Man?
I did see the first one in theaters.
I didn't. The thing about these Marvel movies is I know they're coming on Netflix at some point, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
But imagine
Until a
if
new
there's
Disney
like
one
a really
comes out.
bad like July long weekend, really like crappy Canada Day weather. Do you just go see it anyways? Just for something to do?
no,
Or do you go see something else?
I'll wait to see if
Sicario
it's good.
2.
No,
or
probably
Uncle
not.
Drew.
I will not see that.
it's one of these movies where I'm gonna wait for somebody else to come tell me. He's like, yeah, you need to go watch that.
Yeah.
If not, because that's what happened with the first Ant-Man. People were like, oh yeah, you need
I didn't
to
think it
watch
was gonna be good.
Well, and if you
Yeah.
want just like a random like whatever movie, I sent you the trailer for this one, but Sorry to Bother You, which is the Lakeith, the guy from Atlanta, that's like
Yeah.
everybody's favorite. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
also in 75 movies this summer. But this is the one where he becomes a salesman.
Yeah, I
and
saw
keeps
that
going
trailer.
up. It looks really good.
I've watched this trailer twice and I still don't remember it.
Well, it's going through the festival round, so it's getting like
Yeah.
hype everywhere.
I know I've seen a trailer, but I just don't remember it.
It just
For
looks,
some
it's
reason.
kind of like, what was the movie that had like Punch Drunk Love, where it was like really abstract? Like it was an alternate reality or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't even
definitely
know how
look
to
at
describe it. But,
Yeah.
and then July 13th, some movies that I don't know what to think about. So first of all, Skyscraper, which the plot is not released. It's very ominous, but The Rock, essentially what we think it is that he's doing
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
I don't know, man.
Skyscraper.
I think what it is him jumping from skyscraper to skyscraper.
With one leg. He has one leg in the movie.
Yeah, it's great. Like you could put him in anything, man. I'm down. I kind of want to see
So will you watch
Rampage.
this?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater.
How many rock movies have
But
you
I
actually
think if
watched?
you're gonna see,
I haven't seen Jumanji.
I haven't seen Jumanji either.
But how many rock movies have you actually watched? Besides Fast and Furious. I've seen all the Fast and Furious, but it's just
I don't
very
even know what movies he has.
See, because you've probably never seen any of them. Have you seen any of them?
I've seen Moana. Does that
Does
count?
that count? Okay, I'll count that.
How many
And
have I
Wells
seen
is-
in the
and-
theater?
What about,
How many have you
what about
watched,
the Tooth
period?
Fairy? Wasn't he in the Tooth Fairy movie?
Yeah, he's
in the
I
Tooth
have
Fairy.
not seen that.
Look,
The
you guys are just
the
bash
run.
your head.
What was the first one he had with like Stifler? It was like the Runaround or something.
Oh.
Walk Hard or...
And then he had
Sure.
the wedding ringer.
Did you watch that?
No, I haven't seen any.
I didn't see the
You
CIA
know what?
one.
I like
Nobody-
his social media presence. I don't necessarily care.
Everybody
about his
loves The
movies.
Rock.
Yeah,
You don't watch his movies. Nobody does. I don't know anybody who
I
watches
never
his movies.
saw Central Intelligence.
No. What was that one where he was a cop in the beginning? He was in it for like 10 minutes.
Oh,
Will Ferrell was in it.
Yeah, the buddy cop movie.
Yeah,
with Will Ferrell and Marky Mark.
See,
The other guys?
Yeah, the other guys.
It's a comedy and it has Marky Mark. I will never watch
The
it.
Rock was only in it for like 10 minutes.
Never.
With Samuel Jackson.
But I feel like this one, because it hasn't released the plot, it's hooking me. I want to go see it.
It's going to be like San Andreas.
You're not going to watch
it. Oh, I saw San Andreas.
Did you? Oh, okay. You're not going to watch it.
I feel like this one might be interesting. And then I haven't seen 1, 2 of these movies, but Hotel Transylvania 3
What?
is coming out. And they're on a cruise ship.
That's Adam Sandler, right?
No.
He does the voice of Dracula or whatever it is.
Oh. But have you seen that?
And Adam and Andy Samberg.
I don't know. My niece likes those movies.
I've never seen them.
I've never seen
them.
them.
So I feel like that one is just for the kids.
Sure.
It's there if you want to take the kids.
Yeah, you're not really naming a lot of kids movies other than The Incredibles.
There aren't really any. Like we did The Incredibles.
There was Isle of Dogs.
Well, Isle of Dogs is not a kids movie.
It's Wes Anderson, man.
No, it's Wes Anderson.
Okay. It's not even an adult movie. It's it's a hipster movie.
There's actually not a lot.
No, this is like a dead zone. But there's a bunch coming in at like Christmas time. July 20th. Mamma Mia 2.
Oh man!
They're going
Wake
back
my
for
mom
more.
up.
Again, who asked for this movie?
I don't know.
My mom. She wrote a letter to whoever makes this movie, Sony,
and said, "Could you please?"
She's like, "I really need you to get Cher involved, please. Make this movie."
Oh my goodness! And then,
that's a pass.
That's a pass for me. I don't think I've seen the first one, and I like ABBA music,
But to base a movie around it, get out of here.
July 27th, Mission Impossible.
Oh, you skipped over The Equalizer.
What do you mean The Equalizer?
Equalizer 2.
What?
I don't even know what The Equalizer is.
Denzel Washington.
How could they make a sequel?
Is that the one where he's the pilot?
No.
It's the one where he for a whole hour of the movie just sits in a diner and doesn't do anything about Russian prostitutes.
He's a bodyguard.
No, he's like a hitman.
We're not. No one. I skipped
Wasn't that Man on
for a
Fire?
reason.
No, Man on Fire. He's a bodyguard.
Yes.
Sorry.
See, this is the thing. Denzel Washington isn't a great actor. He is not always in good movies. He has great performances.
Man,
in
Book of Eli was bad.
I like that. I like that movie. I like Book of Eli.
Oh man, it was dumb.
So
he's blind the whole time.
Oh my goodness!
A twist we didn't care about.
Let's talk about Tom Cruise then. So Mission Impossible 6.
This
when we talk
intense.
about good versus good, this isn't going to be an entertaining movie. They always are. But do go see this in theaters.
I didn't like the last one that much.
Really? I liked it. I don't think there's been a bad one. No, Mission Impossible 2.
What?
That was John Woo.
You didn't like that one, eh?
No. That was pretty bad. That's the only one you like, Erin?
I probably would say that's the one that I like.
I don't know. It was so different. That's the approach they took. They were like, they went from espionage to Limp Bizkit blasting. Tom Cruise.
That's probably why I liked it.
The thing about these movies is they try a different angle every time, right? But now it's the last two movies, there's no agency, yet here they are still with all these gadgets, doing crazy stuff. And then, of course, everyone's like, well, what's the stunt that he's going to do this time?
Well, did you watch the video of him when he actually did the
He
stunt,
learned to
jumping
fly a
from
helicopter.
building to building?
I don't want to know what it is.
Well,
Okay.
But the one he did...
he broke his leg. You
in
see
this
him,
new one?
Yeah, you can see him do that. They show it in the trailer where he's jumping, doing parkour again, jumping from building to building. And there's a video where you see his leg break. It's really gross.
But the stunt in this one, another one, is he learned to fly a helicopter. So that scene where, if you watch a trailer, that scene where he's flying a helicopter, he's
eventually.
actually flying that helicopter and working the camera because it's only him in the thing. Now this is directed by...
I am the most intense actor. I do all my... And he's 60.
Christopher McGuire is doing this one.
Macquarie.
Yeah, and he also did
He did the
Edge
last
of Tomorrow, and he did the last
I like
one.
Edge of Tomorrow a lot.
Yeah, and he did the last Rogue Nation, I believe it was. This is the first time they've actually repeated a director.
Oh.
So, because I think he's worked with Tom Cruise for 5
What
movies.
did you say? You didn't like the last one, or you did?
It was okay. The
Did
one
you
before
like
I
Edge
liked.
of Tomorrow?
Ghost Protocol I liked.
Mm-hmm. I like them all.
Edge of
Except for
Tomorrow was cool.
That's the Groundhog Day one.
Yeah.
A sequel
With
of
Emily
that.
Blunt.
Yeah.
That was cool, but that's not Mission Impossible,
No.
right?
He also did,
But
did
basically-
Jack Reacher with him. He also did The Mummy with
Jack
him.
Reacher 2 sucked.
Oh my gosh, The Mummy. Ugh. So
You
scary.
saw that.
It was so scary.
Yeah, you told me don't tell you about that. I'm not going to watch that.
That movie I heard was so bad
It was
that
really
the
bad.
franchise
They
is
canceled
now
the franchise.
Yeah, canceled.
done. And they had like Johnny Depp signed up to
Yep.
play as someone. All these,
Invisible Man, I think.
yeah, they had like
They had like 4 or 5.
Mr.
What's
Jekyll and
his
Mr. Hyde is played by
Russell Crowe, but then they had Javier Bardem to play someone, and they just canceled the whole franchise, the Dark Universe, because that's how bad the Mummy was.
Oh, it was.
And he was the Mummy,
No, the Mummy was a girl.
but then like didn't he?
Oh,
it.
towards
She
the end.
watched it.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't.
saw it. He had to like take the power.
Right, and he was going to be the
Yeah.
Mummy going forward.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Sorry to anyone if we
Sorry,
spoiled that. It's a bad
It was
movie.
a bad movie. But it was funny because I was so scared in that movie, and then we left, and I was like, "Oh my goodness! Like, what was that? Like rated like 18A?" And then they were like, my mom was like, "It was PG."
PG home.
And I was like, "Oh."
There's no swearing, no blood and guts. Then it's pretty much PG-13.
Well,
No
too-
titties.
Too scary for me.
Just get Brendan Fraser back in there.
August 3rd. So we're into more long weekends. There's 2 things. So Darkest Minds, which is essentially another Hunger Games. So it's teens.
Hold on, you skipped over Teen Titans Go.
But I don't care about that.
Who's running the show here?
I was like, whose show is this? Do you watch
Backseat
Teen
driver
Titans?
over
Do
here.
you watch
Actually,
Teen Titans?
Actually, Teen Titans.
Do you
I
watch
don't
Teen
know.
Titans?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Teen Titans
either.
Go? You never... Okay.
It's like a cartoon.
Well,
for
there's
Teen?
Teen Titans.
Yeah, I'm
Teen
past that, bud.
Titans Go. We're skipping that. So Darkest Minds, and then Christopher Robin. So this one actually looks interesting. And when you wanted a movie for the kids, here you go. Ewan McGregor
Oh,
playing Christopher.
I think I've seen a trailer for this.
It
I
looks
don't
nice.
remember. I don't remember it though. Anyway.
I'm not gonna see this in the theater.
It
Sorry.
looks nice.
Probably.
Okay, so then we can skip to August 10th because
Let's.
The Meg.
Yes.
Look-
Wait. No Christopher Robin?
We just talked about Christopher Robin.
Why do you keep interrupting?
I don't know.
We just said Ewan McGregor, take the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Darkest Mind.
No.
Oh, okay. That's why I was a little confused. I was
But
like,
do you want to talk about Christopher Robin?
It looks cute.
It
looks
does
nice.
look
Yeah,
cute.
it
looks
nice.
nice.
It looks
I'm
nice.
gonna wait. Like I'm not gonna go see that in theaters, but it looks nice.
I apologize for interrupting.
Keep interrupting every.
I'm like, be present. Who was doing this the last time?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Smythe?
Yeah, because he was looking at his phone.
Yeah.
And that's
What
exactly
are
what I
you
was
doing
doing.
right now? Yeah. What are you doing right
Gotta
now?
put the phone away, man.
It's a good thing that I listen to your podcast so that I know. Okay, so August 10th.
This is what I deal with every week, by the way.
I'm really excited about this movie because do you know what they did? First of all, it
Meg?
looks so ridiculous.
Oh, that's sign me up.
It looks so crazy.
Could be Sharknado with a budget.
Well, but they said they were like what's the Deep Blue Sea?
Oh, I love
Tried
that
to
movie.
have a bigger shark than Jaws.
Yeah.
They in the Meg were like, we need to have a bigger shark than Deep Blue Sea. It is the biggest shark that has ever been in a movie. Jason Statham
and Ruby Rose.
I don't know.
She's a girl from
From
Orange
John
is
Wick.
the New Black.
John
John
Wick.
Wick. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks so terribly good.
Oh,
Perfect August, middle
yeah,
of the
man.
summer movie.
You know what? I saw Deep Blue Sea
I watched it in theaters.
in theaters at like, this is like in Mississauga. Remember Coliseum?
Yeah.
They used to do like movies at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like me, my sister went. I saw that movie, like a late night movie. That's exactly what that movie is. And I think this. I saw a trailer for this
It
like a
looks
week
good.
ago.
It
It
looks
looks so
ridiculous.
good. Like it looks so bad. It looks good.
Exactly. This is like a perfect example of a good bad movie.
Yeah.
It looks
Like I think everyone knows it's not going to be like. It's not gonna be written well or whatever, but
it's
like,
gonna be
but it's gonna be
cheesy.
entertaining.
It's
There's gonna be
probably
some
gonna be
one-liners.
so there's gonna be jump scares.
There's gonna be like some sleazeball guy who tries to turn on them. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna- I
probably
can't wait
like
to
going to
see
be cranking the water.
and the
They're working
biggest
an Aston
shark
Martin in there.
ever.
They're
it.
working some
Have
an
they-
Aston Martin.
Is there a rating for it yet?
Oh, I don't know.
On IMDb, is it Meg? You said
The Meg.
The Meg.
Wait, and somebody has to explain the name to me because I don't know.
Megalodon is like a name for a
Oh,
giant. Yeah.
okay. I was like the Meg. Yeah, Megalodon.
no, because sometimes they have ratings for trailers. There's nothing on this.
All right.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Oh,
on
but
IMDb.
you don't want to know the rating. We want to know like is it 18A or whatever?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Like what's the
PG-13?
Oh,
Action,
man.
horror, sci-fi.
How can you have like a giant killer shark in PG-13?
I don't know.
Well, think about kids these days and everything they've seen. PG-13
Well, it's to get money.
could
Well, it's
go
to get money.
further than
Yeah, it's to get
maybe
money.
did
No,
in the
but then like I
past.
thought Deadpool cucked that and like saying you don't have
Studios
to.
are
Use
still
no.
scared. They're
It's
still scared.
It's based on your F word count. How many times you say the F word? You can say it like once.
Oh, I know, but movie theaters wanted PG-13 so they can get more
Well,
people in it.
sales.
Yeah, more sales in it.
Of course.
Stupid.
Okay, August 17th. I don't know. We're starting to get into the time where there are no trailers. So we're going based off names and actors, which is a little bit risky. But White Boy Rick, Matthew McConaughey, is playing an informant. And if you think of, what was the Johnny Depp movie a few years ago where he was playing the like blonde...
Black Mass?
Yeah, Black Mass. And he was,
Wait.
Yeah.
The like gangster one?
Yeah.
Where he was like the informant?
Yeah, this is a character in that world, isn't it?
And it looks
Is
it
this
looks
the
like it just
is
because
this the
of
Boston
his wig.
gangster universe?
Yeah,
like
well, Black Mass and The Departed. That's
Yeah.
the same
They're all
world.
kind of like the
yeah,
same zone.
that was in
So
the same...
I would guess that it probably is, but this is Matthew McConaughey. It's a little bit too early for him to be like doing an Oscar run with this movie, but it's one of those make Matthew McConaughey ugly again movies.
Oh yeah, he does one
So-
every 2 years, right?
Yeah.
What's the one he did gold where he had
Oh.
like or was that Christian Bale? They always have
They
they flip their roles where
Yeah.
one's normal, one's like
because there was like Dallas Buyers Project with
Yeah,
Matthew
yeah.
McConaughey's, and then that was with Jared Leto. And
Dallas,
then there was
no, Dallas
Buyers Club, yeah.
Buyers
Club, yeah.
Club. Okay, August 24th. I don't watch horror movies, which I've said 20 times in this, but I've watched the trailer for this because I was part of the internet phenomenon that is Slender Man.
What's that?
So Slender Man is a meme. And now this meme is a movie. But the creepy thing about this is that this meme started probably in the late in the last 10 years, I would say. And essentially it's this creepy, noodly man that's like photoshopped into the background of pictures.
What?
Super creepy. But they made a whole backstory for him like Candyman. So all of these teenagers
Like
that
the
are...
Babadook?
Yeah, all these teenagers are telling themselves stories at sleepovers, being like, ooh, Slender Man is going to get you if you do this, da-da-da-da-da. So what this movie actually is, though, is that true crime, true life, these 3 teenage girls believed the hype, and 2 girls, like, maimed and almost killed one of their friends because of the Slender Man. So they're making a movie about the whole...
You know, I think I'm going to start watching more horror movies. I think I'm going to watch this.
Watch the trailer, because it looks creepy.
Probably.
And the Slender Man meme is so scary.
I've never seen it. I have no idea.
You just have to show it, and you'll see what I mean. But it's like uncomfortable.
If you're gonna, yeah, I don't know.
But the bad thing about this movie is that this chick, the girl that this happened to, is alive, and now she has to like live through her story being told as like exploited as a horror movie.
It's like the horror film corner right now.
If you're gonna watch a horror movie on Netflix, I recommend watching It Follows.
That's what I was trying to talk about before when I said It Comes.
Oh,
It
is that
Follows.
right?
No, It Comes is not a real movie. I just couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh,
It Follows.
It Follows.
The guy.
I think that's the guy who's doing Jurassic Park.
Oh, interesting. That movie is one of my favorite horror movies.
yeah, because he did. Sorry, The Orphanage. That's the one I thought you were talking about.
The
You also did
Orphanage?
you also did Orphanage.
I'm gonna look this up.
Okay.
I'm still aware.
You're
though.
present?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we're skipping ahead for like 3 weeks unless
Oh.
you see
Because
anything that you need.
in this whole like,
Dwayne's
There's
gonna
nothing.
cut you
It's
off
the
here.
end of August. Nobody's going to movies.
Little Strangers, The Nun, Replicants.
okay.
It's like all horror
There's a
movies.
reason why we were not talking about.
Oh, I
those
know, but I'm just
movies.
saying it's all. There's like a
Okay,
couple
but
weeks
can
of
you
all
show
horror
the
movies.
thumbnail for the Nun? You guys need to Google the Nun and just look at the picture because you're like,
I've already seen it.
The Nun. It sounds like such a weird horror movie that it's just about nuns, and then the picture is like a scary, creepy.
Yeah, it's scary.
How I hate horror movies. I don't know why they do that. It's terrible. Okay, well, September 14th, I'm excited to talk about this because The Predator is coming out.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What do you mean?
The
I don't-
Predator.
I don't know
remake?
anything about this.
It's not a remake.
A reboot?
It's just a reboot.
Oh. Man.
Is it a reboot?
How many? No.
Oh man, because I love.
We're just bringing it back.
Oh man.
I like Predator is such a good movie.
I watched that a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Love Predator. I need to watch Predator 2 again. Love that movie. But after that, it really fell off.
This one I'm definitely not going to go see in theaters, but I'm excited that it's happening. And a whole new generation
They
of
already
people.
remade this.
No, they did Alien versus Predator.
No, they remade this. Remember with the guy from the piano? What was his name?
Adrian Brody.
that was Alien vs Predator, wasn't it?
No. Oh wait, was it?
Yeah.
Was there aliens in there? Oh, okay. Was that Alien vs Predator 2?
But like the Alien franchise has been going, so why not have the Predator?
Yeah, we saw Covenant.
I feel like this is going to be definitely like a good movie to watch on a Friday night at home when you're like not doing anything, not going out. And then I put this one in for you guys because I know you're wrestling fans, and I was forced to watch WrestleMania a few weekends ago and got to see the sneak peek trailer for this. But Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
This is the movie that you need. I'm going to go see Ocean's 8 for women. You need to go see Fighting with My Family for wrestlers.
No.
I looked at that and Smythe stood up and was like, yes, I'm going to watch that. I'm like, no.
You don't care about the characters. No one cares about Paige.
The Rock is in it.
The Rock is a producer, and he's like barely in it, I think. Like
Probably.
Just that one scene that they showed?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He's just, it's not about him.
He's just putting his name.
Exactly. I think he's part of the producer of it. But it's about like this British family who all wrestles.
Mm-hmm. And has there been wrestling movies before?
Yeah, remember that one with David Arquette?
Yeah. There's been tons.
Ready to Rumble?
Yeah.
And then he actually won the title in WCW. Anyway.
Okay, well, you guys are not going to go put your money out there and support your friends? Okay.
Sorry, what did you have White Boy Rick release as?
August 17th.
Yeah, it has it here on September 21st.
Oh, maybe they're moving it. Maybe it's got some legs.
Maybe it's
making an Oscar run.
Maybe it's limited release and then wide release.
Or maybe, yeah.
And things change every day on IMDb. It's really interesting. September 21st. This one is interesting. House with a Clock in Its Walls. It's kid horror. So it's based on a young adult novel, and it actually looks kind of creepy. But the interesting thing with this one is that Eli Roth is directing it.
What?
Right? He's going kid horror.
He's missing a lot of movies lately. He just did a remake to Death Wish.
Well, okay, I can't watch Death Wish at all. Like, I've seen it in the background, and it's way too over-the-top violent for me, the originals. But they tried to make it into, like, a jokey... Ugh, nobody asked for that movie.
Kate Blanchett and Jack Black.
It actually looks really interesting.
And it's called?
House with a Clock in Its Walls. And it's just about, like, a big, creepy house. So I'm guessing that this... I don't know who's producing it, but this will definitely be a ride at Universal. It's got some atmosphere. September 28th, Night School. Tiffany Haddish and... What's his name?
Kevin Hart. No.
This one has a trailer that I didn't watch, and I don't care to watch it.
Kevin Hart
Those two
is
go
a
to
no
Night
guy
School.
for me. I pass on him every time.
He's a no guy?
Every time.
He is probably
Do
the
you
least
just find him so annoying?
annoying, unfunny.
His movies. Some of the things he does is
You want to talk about who's seen his movies?
Nobody.
I've never seen any of his
Not
movies.
one. I don't
The
even-
only time I
like,
liked him in a
Think
movie
Like
was
a
in The
Man?
40-Year-Old Virgin. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Have I seen what?
Is it Think Like a Man? Is he in that one? Or no, he's in the one where I can't even remember the name of it.
Exactly.
Can't
Exactly.
remember.
No, I don't think that's him.
And September 29th, maybe September 21st, Oscar season is fully kicking off. We have Serenity. We've got that White Boy Rick movie now that it's moved. So all of these like big casts, every single Oscar winner just throwing themselves into these movies.
Does Oscars start in September?
No, but this is when the festival runs. So basically,
festival
the
runs. Okay,
season
yeah.
kicks off with TIFF in Toronto. So beginning of September, that's when all of the movies start to come out and make their run. So now we get the wider releases of these. October 5th, this was my favorite superhero, anti-hero growing up.
Really?
Venom. I was obsessed with Venom.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's like the coolest.
Things you learn, eh?
Venom and Carnage. Venom and Carnage. They were like the coolest. I thought they were awesome. So
This could be interesting.
this
But
movie is
Sony
interesting.
tends to mess things up. That's
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And
But you're gonna watch it.
Oh, 100%. Did you
You'll
see the voice
see-
that Tom Hardy's doing?
No,
It's-
what's he doing now?
Yeah, watch the trailer. He always does. If you guys ever
think
notice in
it's
Tom Hardy
different
movies,
than the Bane
he always puts on voices. Like, pay attention, watch the trailer again. You'll notice it's like he's
For Venom? I didn't
Yeah.
even see the trailer.
the trailer for Venom.
Okay.
And
It's a teaser. Even it didn't have a release date when I watched it. So October 5th was new. It's an interesting time because it'll just be like relief for people that don't want to go see a big Oscar drama. But
Also, an interesting time for a superhero movie. Like October? Like I never really.
But I guess it's Venom, so it's kind of dark. So maybe they're positioning it more as a Halloween movie.
Didn't the first Thor come out this time, or was it November? It was probably like
Thor was like
no, Thor was November.
No, not the last Thor. I mean the
first
first Thor.
First Thor is a terrible movie. And then Bradley Cooper's first directorial debut, it's A Star Is Born. So it was originally it's a remake. Originally supposed to be Beyonce. Now it's Lady Gaga.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Has she acted before?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in
American Horror Story. She wanted a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And then October 5th, we also have Bad Times at El Royale, which I kept writing as Bad Times at El Dorado like 25 times. But Chris Hemsworth, John Hamm, and it's a thriller.
Dakota Johnson, Jeff Bridges.
Again, lots of people. Lots of Oscar-winning actors.
I'll pass.
Okay, October 12th. Again, we're still in Oscar season, so these are not making you guys sound very excited. But First Man.
What's this?
This is the Neil Armstrong biopic.
Oh, man.
And Ryan Gosling is playing Neil Armstrong. What do you think about that one?
I might watch
Who's directing it? Clint Eastwood?
No. He doesn't like space.
That sounds like a Clint Eastwood.
No, Clint Eastwood did that. That old
train?
movie. No, the movie where those old guys went to space.
Space
swimming.
Cowboys?
Yeah, Space Cowboys.
Right.
Blocked that one out of my mind. And then October 19th, we've got all of the Halloween movies. We actually have Halloween.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this
Are
one.
you excited?
Because I think
we
we talked about this on the podcast the other day. It's going to be directed by David Gordon Green, and it's written by Danny McBride. So it's going to be interesting. Interesting spin on.
Jamie Lee Curtis is back.
Jamie Lee Curtis is back. They're ignoring all the Halloween movies after Halloween 2. So it's going to be Halloween 1, Halloween 2, then this is going to be a continuation of that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Have you watched the Halloween movies, Nash?
The first one. I need to rewatch them again. I would watch them again. The acting is very bad in it, but I'm going to watch it.
I feel like 2018 is the horror movie year for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get into
opening up this genre.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from horror movies, but I think I'm gonna get back into them. So I might watch this one. I probably will watch this one.
It Follows.
It Follows.
It's not the same director.
It's not?
No, the guy who's directing the new Jurassic Park did The Orphanage and When a Monster Comes or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Which sounds dirty, but and then the director for It Follows, he hasn't done anything else. But you should see that. You guys should see that.
Is it so scary though? Ooh.
It's something. It's different. It's a different movie, but it's very, very well done.
Yikes.
And you want to talk about like having conversations after a movie?
Yeah.
Message me after that. We can have a conversation.
I'm gonna have to
I might check that out, though.
Think about it. Okay.
It's
we'll
on
need
Netflix.
to watch it in daytime.
You can watch it daytime, nighttime, in a
know,
car.
I just need to watch it daytime. October 19th, we also have Mowgli. So this one was pushed out because there was 2 Jungle Book movies happening at the same time. So this one is Andy Serkis's Mowgli.
Oh, right.
So Jungle Book and Mowgli were supposed to come at the same time, and then they pushed one back.
And he directed this?
Yeah.
And stars in it, and motion captures in it.
Yeah,
and
all the things.
Yeah.
November 2nd, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Is this the biopic on Freddie Mercury?
It sure is.
Starring...
And it's got the guy from Mr. Robot, Rami Malek.
Oh, he's playing him?
Yeah.
Okay. I
And-
Another Mike Myers.
So what's interesting, this is the movie that Bryan Singer disappeared from.
because
He pieced.
Yeah.
He did?
Remember last
Didn't he get
November,
allegations?
But the allegations came after. Nobody knew what was happening.
So
And
it's
all of
probably
a
why,
sudden
though.
he just disappeared from set and was gone and was no longer attached to this movie.
Oh.
And this movie has like a cursed set. It has all sorts of crazy stuff, like lots of bad juju happening. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Couldn't they have done like We Will Rock You or Under Pressure? I don't know. Anyways.
Or what's it? My Little Bicycle? No. What
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
I know what you're talking about. Fat Bottom Girls.
There's so many to choose from.
That would have been a good title.
Very of the time. Mary Queen of Scots.
No
So
idea.
we've got Margot Robbie and
Yeah.
Saoirse
There you
Ronan
go.
playing the sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, we're in Oscar time, so this is going to be
Yeah,
a big,
geez.
dramatic, epic.
What's it about? Oh, it's about.
Mary, Queen of Scots.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
November
that
9th.
smells. Who
Oh.
directs it?
I didn't write that.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
These are the ones that we're very far out. They don't have trailers. They don't have any information. November 9th. I will not go see this movie, but maybe you will go see this movie. Holmes and Watson, Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly teamed up as a funny take on Sherlock.
You know what? I
I'm
might
over
see
Sherlock.
that. I might see that.
I'm
though.
over Sherlock, man.
Like in theaters?
No. Netflix.
Netflix. You'll wait. And okay, so I think that this is actually kind of funny / shady, but timing wise, this movie comes out the same weekend as The Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch,
What?
which is a movie that nobody asked for.
They're redoing The Grinch again?
So they're redoing The Grinch again,
Animated movie.
animated,
Oh, whatever.
but it's whatchamacallit? It's like computer animation, not just
CGI.
like flat CGI. But it's funny Sherlock versus not funny Sherlock.
Yeah.
And then Girl in the Spider's Web. So we've got Lisbeth Salander.
Who's she again?
Oh, they're doing that again?
Yeah. So they're going back to
The girl with the dragon
Girl
tattoo.
with the Dragon
thing.
Oh,
tattoo.
okay.
But they're not
The same.
No,
Okay.
not the same. So it's not Rooney Mara, and it's not what's his name is not directing.
David Fincher?
David Fincher. It's Claire Foy, who has
Oh,
been
the
playing
Queen.
the Queen.
Yeah.
So that one will be interesting. Take 2 on Lisbeth Salander, and she's
Interesting.
got
Why
a
didn't they
movie.
just get... Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think they just want to go in a different direction.
It appears so.
They're like that. And that was a super creepy because she became his muse, and it was really weird.
Did you ever see the
original like
the Swedish ones? Yeah.
I tried to watch it. I didn't.
I like the first
Yeah.
They did a better job then. November 16th, Fantastic Beasts. So I'm torn on this one because I hate Johnny Depp, and there's a lot of people out there who are boycotting, and I'm having a really hard time with this because I love Harry Potter so much.
I tried to watch the first one, and I couldn't.
What do you mean you tried?
I couldn't get past halfway. All the jargon and all the words and everything. I gotta tell
Like,
you,
do you think it was like too inside baseball?
too like you. This is the thing with the Harry Potter movies in the series, and I know you love them. But did you read all the books and
Yes.
everything? Yeah. See, so like
They cater
anyone
to-
who went in who never read or picked up a book is like, they're very confusing movies because it's almost like they expect you to have knowledge of the book and everything. So I never could get into these movies, even though I watched every single one because I had friends who loved it, and they were like, "Oh, well," I remember like seeing it a couple times, and they're like, "Oh, well, if you read the book, you get that part." I'm like, "Well, I did not read the book, so therefore I should not." That's how you make movies.
You're making a movie, not
Yeah.
not.
But I think because you haven't read the books, and I think you enjoyed the books, the movies
Remember,
without having read them.
I have all of them, and I watched them. Tried to watch them in a row and trying to watch them in a week. Before, what was the last two called? The last Harry Potter ones.
Harry Potter Cash Grab Part 1.
Yeah.
Harry Potter Cash Grab Part 2.
Yeah. I couldn't watch them. I didn't even start them. I'm like,
Well,
It's
again,
Deathly Hollows, part 1 and 2.
I made it that far. I figured, okay, I got to finish
have to
these
finish.
off,
I couldn't.
right?
I just couldn't. They don't grab me for whatever reason. Harry Potter.
Well, I do think there is like an emotional attachment that comes from having like grown up reading them.
Sure.
Probably.
But I think they did a good job making those into movies that you could still watch, and maybe Magical Beast is different.
There were so many times throughout the series where like people would get like, magicked on or whatever, and they sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. I don't understand. Like, and they didn't explain it, and it's like, well, if you read the
there's
books,
like killing curses.
they don't say that. They never say that, and like it's.
The Time Turner. That was my.
Well, that's your only beef.
This could solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Let's not bring it up again.
No. No, and then the Fantastic Beasts, like it was like it starts off like a fish out of water story in this, where he's like got this trunk of like crap, and then he meets this like fat dude, and they like I don't
I thought
know.
their relationship was so charming.
Oh my god, it was.
And the creatures are
I never
so
watched
good.
it, so I can't even. I never
Well,
watched it.
And then someone told me the ending, and I was like, I'm glad I did not watch that.
Well, I am excited because I'm excited for Dumbledore. And I know that he has a very interesting backstory. Like, he's gay. He has, like, basically attached himself and is in love with this bad guy who is a terrible bad wizard or dark wizard.
Voldemort.
So,
Oh, wait, no, we already did that
We're
one.
way before Voldemort. So what's interesting is that I guess if you're a Harry Potter lover, it's going to give you...
But isn't this like
insight
a
to one of your
oh
favorite
jeez, what was that Lord of the Rings prequel movie they did?
The Hobbits, yeah.
The Hobbits. Isn't this a Hobbit situation where they're just taking one book and stretching it
Okay,
out to
but
three?
no, because the book of Magical Beasts
It's
is
not even
actually
really a book.
not a book. There's no narrative. It's an
It's a
encyclopedia.
pamphlet.
Well, it actually, like, I own it, and it's a like glossary of magical beasts. So
And they made a story out of this.
They made a whole separate story. So the story is not based on anything.
Harry
They
Potter,
wrote a
come!
story for
Harry
these
Potter,
movies.
come give us your money. Part 1.
But he's not in them.
I'm just-
It's the
way,
universe,
way
right?
in the it's way.
But
in
doesn't
the
it say
past.
Harry Potter at the top?
No.
No.
It's just, I think they're all Fantastic Beasts, or...
Isn't
Yeah,
it like
Fantastic
like
Beasts.
Harry Potter's like in the top corner and it says Fantastic Beasts?
winking at you?
I swear that's how it
me I'm
looks.
right.
I'm gonna
Tell me
look
I'm
at it. I'm gonna look at it though. Just
Okay,
winking
you look
at
it
you.
up. But I think it's probably more like the magical world of Harry Potter or something like that.
The Harry
where
Potter
it's
universe.
Like the Harry Potter universe. Which
Come
we
give us
do
your
call
money,
it. It's
Harry.
like HPU is like a real thing
Really?
that people would refer to.
Ezra Miller's in this one.
I'm excited about it. I'm going to get
Ezra Miller.
Oh my god,
Oh,
he's
Ezra
terrible.
Miller is the worst. I
He's
don't know
terrible.
why you're excited about that. He's a terrible person.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? Not Ezra Miller. I'm thinking about the other guy.
The other
Oh,
guy.
that guy.
No, oh, jeez.
Of course.
So
the other
Ezra
guy.
Miller plays the Flash. I'm talking about the guy who was in Lucky Logan.
Logan Lucky?
Logan Lucky. What was
Which
that guy's
guy?
name?
Channing
His brother.
Tatum?
No, not Channing Tatum. His brother.
Daniel Craig?
No.
I didn't
His
even
brother with
remember
one
his
arm.
brother.
With one arm.
It's. Why are you using that as the reference? It's
No, because
Adam Driver.
I get them confused. Adam
I
Driver.
know, but
yeah,
why
yeah.
wouldn't you say from Star Wars?
Because I just watched that movie. Sorry, I just watched
Like,
it.
what are you talking about? Logan Lucky.
Ezra Miller and Adam Driver.
Adam Driver
I get
is
them
from
confused.
Girls, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
also plays
Yes,
like,
it's Sith
the
Lord.
You
Yes.
said Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. I was like, nobody knows him from Logan Lucky.
A good movie though, by the way.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go see Fantastic Beasts, and you guys don't have to come with me, but whatever.
Jeez.
But you
Don't
can-
get mad about
You
it.
can, you can join me the next week for Creed 2 in theaters.
Is that already coming out?
Yes,
Jeez, I thought they're filming it still. Like, didn't they,
they
just
probably
cast?
are. They still have time.
Didn't they just cast Drago's son? All right.
Is it
well,
his son?
It's
Is it his actual son?
yeah. It's
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I think
They were bringing back Dolph Lundgren
no.
to
No,
fight.
Dolph Lundgren's in it.
I
but
know,
no,
but it's his son who's fighting
But not
Creed.
his son in
no
real
Dolph
life.
Lundgren's actual son. That's what I'm asking.
No,
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 it's
they're just playing the
Okay.
character.
the character.
No, I get you now. I get you now. I
This
get
is what
you.
happens when you stop paying attention again.
I get you now. I get you.
Anyways, I thought they just cast his son. I don't know. Anyways,
This seems very cheesy.
is Coogler
But
directing
the first
again?
one was so good.
Same director?
No, he's not
No,
back.
he's not.
Oh, jeez. I have no faith then.
You're over it. But is Tessa back?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love her.
So I'm in for that. The braiding hair scene is like the most watched internet meme of all time. And then Wreck-It Ralph. Ralph breaks the
Come
internet.
on, really?
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
What are you mad about?
We're just running out of ideas, guys.
Basically, yes,
is
that's
What-
Hollywood.
What we just did was a spin-off of Harry Potter, a sequel, a reboot, a
Oceans.
sequel to a reboot,
Yeah.
and then now we're doing a sequel to Wreck-It Ralph.
And this same week that Ralph's coming out, Robin Hood's coming out. Another Robin Hood movie.
Another Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think that one looks interesting.
Which one's this one about? How are they gonna? Is this
Michael-
like a Guy Ritchie one now?
Probably. Jamie Foxx is in it. He's playing Little John.
Yeah.
Why can't they switch it and make Little John a white guy and then have like a black Robin Hood or something? I still think the best Little John was in the Prince of Thieves one when Dave Chappelle played.
Oh my god.
Oh no, that's Robin Hood.
No, it's Prince of
Prince of
Thieves.
Thieves. Is it Prince?
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Thieves?
yeah.
Sorry, Prince of Thieves. What was the one with
Morgan Freeman was in the.
What was that one called? Isn't that one called?
This is called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Thieves.
Oh,
So that's one.
I don't know. Man.
Jeez, I can't
I
remember.
saw it. Somebody had
There's a
in
comedy
their
version.
Yeah, yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
bio that they can quote every line from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and I was like,
I don't know
who
why.
are
And sing
you?
the Bryan Adams song.
I love that song. What's the? Actually, no. Maybe I'm thinking of the one from the Three Musketeers.
Men in Tights.
Men in Tights. That's it.
Oh,
The Mel Brooks movie.
Mel Brooks. My brothers loved that movie growing up. Well, I did skip one original movie, and I don't remember which week it's coming out, but there is a Disney movie that is based... I can't tell you. I don't know what it is.
It's got to be a sequel, a remake, a reboot.
It's like...
Finding Dory.
It's not.
Finding Nemo.
No.
The Nutcracker?
Oh, yeah, the Nutcracker.
Nutcracker in the Four
Nutcracker
Realms.
universe.
Oh, my God.
They're making like a whole supernatural...
Come on,
Morgan
man.
Freeman, Helen Mirren.
There, it's got Helen Mirren. There you go. That's Disney.
Yeah, I think you're like me, Wells. Like you look for originality. When it's original, you're like, yes, I
No,
get
because I do like certain...
some.
But that's like when you think about all of the movies that we just talked about that we liked from last year. So we talked about Annihilation, we talked about A Quiet Place, we talked about Arrival.
Movies, yeah.
Like those are original movies.
I crave that. I just crave it and look for it. Like even these Marvel
Like
movies.
Sicario was an original movie,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
were like, let's do Sicario too, sure. I don't understand that one.
Well, and one of the podcasts that we listened to about movies, they were saying they could literally do Sicario like 25. There's so many stories that you could do with it.
The Sicario universe is just Antonio Banderas getting hired by every government in the world to eliminate their top drug lord, which I would see.
Yeah. Okay, so December 14th, Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna watch this.
I feel like you need to talk about this because it's very secretive.
So
There is no trailer yet.
yeah, there's a trailer. So this is Miles
Morales.
Morales. This is the Black Spider-Man. This is what fans wanted Homecoming to be. They wanted the Black Spider-Man. So what happens in this comic book? Peter Parker dies, and then another guy takes over his powers and stuff like that. So
Wait, is this part of the MCU?
no, it's an animated movie.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an animated movie.
so it's not gonna be in theaters.
No, it
No, it
is.
is in theaters. It looks really good.
And coming out December 14th.
Yeah, it looks really good. Do you remember TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anime movie? It looks
Okay,
like it looks kind of like that. Yeah, so in the Spider-Verse, it basically brings, because there's multiple Spider-Mans from different universes. It looks like they're gonna do that.
In Homecoming, isn't because
Yes.
there was like okay because like they for the longest time people wanted Donald Glover to play Peter Parker, and then
Yeah.
that they didn't hire him for that.
But
and
they
then
hired him to be the
the
uncle of this
Miles.
guy's character.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah,
of this
okay,
character.
cool. Got that.
So I don't know if I'll see this in theaters, but I will definitely watch it.
Definitely watch it. And it's got Mahershala Ali, isn't it? He plays Aaron Davis. I don't know who that is. And Liev Schreiber. And then that's it.
What's coming out on Christmas this year?
Well, we
We'll
have
get there.
one
We'll get
week
there.
before that
Oh,
with some
we'll get
pretty
there.
exciting things.
Okay.
So, first of all, I thought this movie already came out, but it didn't. It was just Justice League. But Aquaman, standalone, December 21st.
Oh wait, you skipped over Mortal Engines.
Well, what do you want to talk about Mortal Engines?
It looks awesome. Have you seen the trailer? No. So basically, it's like roaming cities now are on wheels, and they just roam around and consume smaller cities. It's
Yeah, but
it's Peter Jackman.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Okay, you have my attention.
It looks pretty good.
It's got
Looks pretty
Hugo
good.
Weaving. We love him.
I do.
Lord Elrond. We've got
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Did you ever watch Misfits, the British show?
No.
No. Well, it's really good, but the guy Robert Sheehan's in that. Okay, can we go to December
Aquaman.
21st?
Aquaman. Yes, I'm not watching this.
Boo.
Boo. Okay,
I'm
so
done with DC Universe. I don't care. I'll never watch another movie.
this one, I think you've got Nicole Kidman. You've got Patrick Wilson.
What's this?
The Aquaman. I didn't
Nicole
even know.
Kidman?
Yeah.
Oh, Kidman's in it?
Yeah. She plays Queen Atlanta.
Oh,
Is that his mom?
yeah.
Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's ex.
Yeah.
And then Jason Momoa. And Jason Momoa is so hot.
Dolph Lundgren,
so it's
Patrick
worth
Wilson.
it to go see it for him. Willem Dafoe.
Who directs this one?
James Wan.
Ooh. So we
So
were talking
he
about
is Saw.
the guy who directed Saw.
Yeah.
Conjuring. Furious 7.
Yeah.
This is not gonna be.
Insidious.
There's gonna be a
James
lot of
Wan's a
like,
good director.
there's gonna be a lot of out of the water type stuff going on.
No pun intended.
Okay, well, I hope you're really excited for this next one.
Oh man,
You're going to die.
it's gonna be so good.
It is not going to be good.
It's gonna be so good.
It's not going to be good.
And when I mean good, it's not.
What are you whispering?
I'm talking to the people. Anyway, go on.
That's his sidebar, his direct line. We've got, let me just tell you this. I'll read you the bio. On the run.
Wait, what's it called?
I'm not telling you. I'll redo the bio. On the run in the year 1987, Bumblebee finds refuge in a
They're finally doing it, eh? They're spitting off.
We've got Haley Steinfeld, John Cena,
What? John
Pamela
Cena?
Adlon. It's gonna be so ridiculous. Martin Short.
But they're not making him. They're bringing him back and making him a Beatle again.
Who's directing this?
This is
It's not Michael Bay,
Travis Knight, and he directed Paranorman, The Box Trolls, Coraline. That's a good movie.
So he's just done a bunch of kids movies.
Just a bunch of kids movies. I can't.
At least not Michael Bay.
Well, he's got to be producing it.
It's so.
And this is Christmas.
This is December 21st.
Jeez.
Right at Christmas. Okay, so we talked about this one. We've watched the trailer, Alita Battle Angel, which is Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron. And it's the robot girl
It could be
movie. It could be good.
I watched
it's
the
timed at it's right at the.
Is it
could be good?
Is it like Machete Robert Rodriguez, or is it like Spy Kids Robert Rodriguez?
Kids. Okay. It's like she is a robot, and then people are trying to find her.
This falls in the same vein as what was the one that Scarlett Johansson just did?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, but it's not that bad.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying it falls in the same vein.
Well,
hopefully it's not that bad.
Christoph Waltz, who
it's not
is
that bad.
amazing.
Well, Christoph Waltz at this point is playing Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
No.
But he does the same thing every movie now.
I love
He
him.
just
Mahershala Ali is in this one too.
Oh, he's getting the Saoirse Ronan treatment.
Yeah.
Oh, you won an Oscar?
Do you know who's in this that's so interesting? Casper Van Dien.
Hey, man.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers, yeah.
He's coming,
okay,
he's coming back. Okay, and then this one I just have to plug because it's so ridiculous. It's got Amy Adams, Sam Rockwell, Christian Bale, Steve Carell, directed by Adam McKay. It's called Backseat, and it is the Dick Cheney story.
Okay. Adam McKay.
There's a lot of people.
Adam McKay is going from Anchorman to The Big Shot or the Big Short. Big Short.
Big Short, Ant-Man, Talladega Nights.
He produced Ant-Man.
Steve Carell and Christian Bale did
The Big Shot or The Big Short.
Was that? That was the one about the
real estate.
Yeah, the real estate.
Yeah. That's Adam McKay. Yeah.
Okay, but listen to some of these people. It's so interesting. Tyler Perry is playing Colin Powell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sam Rockwell is playing George W. Bush. Christian Bale is going for Cheney.
That's going to be...
Wow.
Steve Carell is playing Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
It's going to be so interesting.
There's like nothing about it. Ah, wow. Interesting.
So funny. And
Oscar
then,
bait.
It's for
Pretty
sure
much, probably.
Oscars. And then we get to December 25th, and we're going to end this whole conversation on Mary Poppins Returns.
Oh,
Emily Blunt.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's the only movie coming out?
That's December 21st so far. That's all we have. There's another movie called Zero, but that's like a...
This is Emily Blunt, though. She doesn't make bad movies.
She
No,
does?
she's
You see the girl on the train?
No, I didn't see it.
That's caca.
Okay, well, okay.
Well, but that was like... That book was not a good book.
I'm just... she said she wasn't in bad movies. I saw
Like,
that.
that-
And there was another movie that was really bad. It's like a romantic comedy one where they're like engaged for like 5 years or something. That was bad.
Oh, the 5-year engagement?
You got it.
That wasn't a bad movie. That was just not your type of movie.
The Huntsman, Winter War.
Bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
Well,
the first one was bad.
Edge of Tomorrow was good, but like Looper was great. Edge of Tomorrow was great. Sicario was great.
Devil Wears Prada.
I actually like
Edge
that
of
movie.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
A Quiet
Who was she in
Place.
Devil's Wears Prada? I just watched that. I don't
She was
remember.
first assistant.
She was the assistant.
The other assistant. Okay.
She was like the main assistant, and
Yeah.
then what's her name came up after her.
Justin Bureau.
So I'm disappointed that we didn't have a movie announced this year that's not coming out, and I thought it was
What?
John Wick 3.
Oh, it probably is, and I just skipped it.
What? Excuse me?
Let's look.
How did you skip?
John Wick 3's coming out this year?
No, 2019.
Okay.
So this is, I asked
Oh, probably
Nash,
February.
I asked Nash, I was like, how far do you want to go?
No, that's
We
fine, that's
could
fine.
go into 2019.
No,
Because there's
no.
actually quite a few movies that are like interesting
No,
just to
this is-
even know that they're
this is
coming.
fine.
But we can end on Christmas, Mary Poppins.
Yeah, that's...
I'm I will go watch this movie. Mary Poppins.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it in theaters because they're probably going to announce a bigger
it's gonna
movie
be so good.
during Christmas.
But if you remember, like, Mary Poppins had the whole animated sequence. So it was definitely worth watching in theaters back in the day because they were one of the ones that, like, broached the... Well, you need to watch it again.
I know. I only watched it once.
Get with it, man.
Meryl Streep is in it. Colin Firth is in it. Angela Lansbury is in it. Dick Van Dyke is back. And it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. So it's going to have good songs. Going to be really good. Rob Marshall is directing. He did Into
Chicago.
the Woods, Chicago, Memoirs of a Geisha, 9. So
9 was
I
bad.
think it's going to be big. But there definitely will be more movies after.
So it's going to be like a big
December
production.
25th. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is huge.
Oh yeah, it's for Christmas.
This is like Disney's big.
Yeah.
Big. And that's our year.
That's it. What stands out to you, Erin? What's the movie you're like besides Avengers?
That I'm like the most excited to go.
Yeah.
Well,
Mary Poppins.
probably Mary Poppins.
No, and the Harry Potter one. Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, Fantastic Beasts, which I'm like a little bit torn, but it like sounds really. We'll see what happens. I actually am excited for the Eli Roth kids movie. Like the trailer for that looks good. Like the house with the clock in its walls. I think that I'll probably like that, and it'll create like probably a big universe.
I think I've already watched the movies I was hyped for. Like when I saw a trailer for Quiet Place, I was like so super geeked about that one.
Yeah, it felt like the first quarter of this year was where the magic was happening, and I'm sure there will be like what I loved about last year was that we did like ran the gauntlet of watching all of the Oscar Best Picture nominees.
Well, you do that every year.
And there were some good ones. So
yeah, probably Mission Impossible.
That's what you're the most excited for?
Probably. Besides the Avengers.
No judgment, but that's terrible.
But most of the time they're good. Most of the time, except for part 2.
Well,
But you don't like Tom Cruise. So.
I don't know, man. A lot of the ones we listed off, I didn't say I wanted to see in the theater.
I know.
So I would have to say, aside from Avengers, probably Star Wars Solo. And Deadpool scares me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bigger
how good it's
budget
gonna
and all
be.
kinds of
Bigger
stuff.
budget. Feels like it was
It's gonna
rushed.
have more pressure on it.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I kind of liked how low budget and like tongue in cheek the first one was, with like how they couldn't afford to have any of the sidekicks or anything.
Yep.
And then now here we are.
Well,
We'll see.
We've
Incredibles,
got 2
maybe?
weeks until Avengers, so it'll be fun to hear you guys talk about.
Yeah, we'll definitely review that
You'll
in the
have to
podcast.
do a big review
If
on the
Wells can get
podcast.
out there and watch
I
it.
want to see it. Yep. I hope I can. I'll know this week for sure.
Well, thanks for having me today. Such an honor. Such a privilege.
Yep. Thanks for hosting, Erin. I think that's it.
That's it.
Anything else?
Enjoy the movies.
Go to the movies.
Yes, enjoy the movies, people. Enjoy the movies.
Have fun.
Oh, and I feel like we should do a PSA for all the people that don't go to VIP movies. You are terrible moviegoers. And you need to get your shit together. Go to the bathroom before the movie starts. Finish eating before the movie starts.
There was so much rustling going on because I had to not go to VIP to watch Quiet Place, and there was just so much rustling going on.
These people.
I was like,
These common folk.
Where are you going? I was like, what? Why is it that a $10 difference in a movie creates such a huge discrepancy in the quality of people?
It's a great look on social
Social
commentary.
Like, I'm
about,
sorry, Mom, if you're listening to the end of this. Susan, I'm not that snobby, but...
No, you know what? You're right, though. I've never had a bad experience in the VIP theater where
Never.
people were causing a ruckus, but you go into a common folk theater and it's like all bets are off. Yeah, it is. It really is. People are kicking chairs, talking during the movie, checking their phone.
My goodness.
Yeah, I think it's the $10 level of investment. You are just more committed.
Yeah.
And the people around you are more committed.
Yeah.
So...
But I also feel now most people will go to a theater if you're going in groups. You can't do VIP, right? You can't have 10 people around.
We
right?
do it.
I know, but we're old people, right? I don't care who I go to a movie by myself. I go to a movie with 10 people. It doesn't matter to me, right?
It's not a social.
Whereas a lot of people who do the social thing are hanging around in groups of 10 or something, and they all want to sit together and crack jokes about whatever movie they're seeing. So
yeah, well,
Like me and Casey.
just do your people a favor and go to the bathroom before, and that's it. Have fun at the movies.
Where else are you going to do your shots? All right.
Later, guys.
Bye.